Okay, so we're officially beginning. Today, February 6th. All right, we start with Nisi.
Okay. Everybody's ready?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'm getting there. I'm
Oh, okay.
having problems getting on Google Docs now. Go ahead. I'll catch up.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Williams is concerned about Candy. She didn't sleep well. She's trying hard to honor what she asked Nicole to do. Instead of getting angry with Keith, she should pray to God and ask him to help her father. Her motherly instincts wants to beat him like he beat Candy. Being a child of God, she must forgive Keith and encourage Candy to do the same. She grabs her coffee, takes a couple of deep breaths, and calls Candy. Good morning. The joy of my spirit comes through my voice. Good morning, baby. How are you? Ah, Mom's soothing voice. Good morning, Mom. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Better now that I hear your voice. Don't forget to make your doctor's appointment. I won't. I thought Keith was going to kill me. I'm glad he didn't use that gun to force me to have sex. I'd be dead if he had. Every time I say that, I'm reminded of how blessed I am. Thank you, Lord. Miss Williams shivers at the thought, then says a silent prayer. Holy Spirit, speak through me, she asks. Candy, he still loves you. Mrs. Williams smiles and says in silence, Holy Spirit, I was expecting a little more. Forgiveness, Laura, forgiveness, Agape reminds her. My jaw hits the floor, eyes eyes out of socket by what eyes out in shock by mom's words. My voice elevates. He doesn't have a clue what that is. I inhaled and exhaled twice to calm myself. I tried to show otherwise. I didn't know him last night. I'm drifting, wanting to accept what I heard. I'm drifting, not wanting to accept what I heard. I turn to Derek. He looks confused, as if he's trying to figure something out. I hear Mom say, if he didn't, he had nothing to lose by killing you. Now she's trying to get me to forgive Keith for my mental and emotional health. I guess you're right, choking on it, but agreeing. I'm having this conversation in my head. Mom's in the background, but I hear her clearly. I come into the moment. Derek and I don't think Nicole should see you now. I agree. Can I speak to her, please? Sure, baby. Nicole, your mom wants to talk to you. Okay, Grandma. I can't stay focused. What do I say to her? She's very observant for a 4-year-old. Nicole was taught to turn to God when she's hurting because he's the one who loves us. He's the one who loves us so much. So much so he protects us, provides for us, and heals our broken heart. Nicole's smile is like the Nicole's smile is the light of a room. I truly believe Nicole's an angel of God because she's filled with his love. She doesn't condition her love. Everyone Nicole comes in contact with receives it, always wanting to be happy, always wanting all to be happy. I'm sorry. It it's like she can feel the sadness in people. Nobody but God. Nicole is always asking questions and listens closely to the answer. She always has a positive attitude, making it easy to forgive. As I describe Nicole, I'm learning that forgiveness and love goes hand in hand. Forgiveness is considered the ultimate act of love. To love your enemy is unconditional love. That's powerful. At one time, forgiving was hard for me to do, but now I see the joy of forgiveness, which is deliverance. When Keith broke my heart, I poured my love into Nicole and buried any Eros desire. My fear of being betrayed caused me to condition my love with men. Derek's the only man since Keith, and he got punished for it. Mom's voice brings me back. Hold on, baby, she's coming. She was in the bathroom. Thanks, Mom. Nicole comes to the phone. Good morning, Mommy. I miss you. She's my breath of fresh air, and her voice soothes my soul. She brightens my day. Good morning, sweetheart. I miss you too. Are you having fun with Grandma? Yes, Mommy. Are you and Derek having fun? Where is he? Yes, we are. He's right here. Do you want to talk to him? Yes, Mommy. I turn to him. Baby Nicole wants to speak to you. I pass the phone. Good morning, Princess. Good morning, Derek. I miss you. I miss you too. How's my favorite girl? One of my favorite girls. Me and Grandma are having fun. Are you taking care of Mommy? He froze. Guilt set in. Feeling he didn't do what she asked, he gets quiet, then looks at me with this blank stare. I take the phone. Sweetheart, what did you ask, Derek? I asked him if he was taking care of you. Why? Is something wrong, Mommy? No, sweetheart. Yes, he is. I kiss him and I kiss him from blank to worried. Can I please talk to him again, Mommy? Sure, sweetheart. Phone tag. Derek jumps right into the conversation. He doesn't want her to start asking questions as normal. Princess, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. My mind was elsewhere. Please forgive me. Derek swallows deeply. Derek swallows deeply to push that lie down. What is it? Choke on our words day today? What do you mean choke? What is it? Choke on our words day? That was hard. He never lied to her before, and knowing him, it'll be the last time. He continues to reassure her. My mind is aimlessly wandering. My daughter and my man are filled with God's love, and yet here I'm afraid to share the love he gave me. They're honest, warm, kind, trusting, encouraging, and always, and as well as inspiring. They do God, they do what God wants them to do. When anything negative happens, it's like a hot potato for them. They can't hold on to it too long. No matter what the situation is, within a couple of days, they've forgiven you or apologize for what they've done. It's funny how Nicole knows that Derek wouldn't hurt me. Help me, Lord. I'm back in the moment. I forgive you, he smiles. Can we do something on Saturday? She likes it when the three of us are together. Great idea. You have 3 days to think of something, okay? Okay, I love you, Derek. I love you too, Princess. Can I speak to Mommy again? Sure, Princess. We'll call you later. Bye. Bye, Derek. Back to me. Sweetheart, I have to run a few errands. I love you. You take care of Grandma. Oh, okay, Mommy. Am I going to see you today? She says softly. I don't know, sweetheart. Why? Is something wrong? No, Mommy. She sounds sad, talking low, soft and slow, as if she knows something isn't right. Okay, okay, sweetheart. I'll get there as soon as I can. Okay, I love you, I love you. Bye. Those words are soft chimes on my heart. I love you too, sweetheart. We hang up and I turn to Derek, who has a blank look on his face. So so I asked lovingly. I lovingly asked, "Baby, are you all right?" I didn't do what she asked, and no matter how many times you say that, it still hurts. He's blaming himself and feels guilty. Say what? When you said you thought he was going to kill you. Thank you, Father, for making that the last time I ever feared Keith. I had very little strength left, but you didn't let me give up. I knew he still loved y'all, but he'd be a fool not to. I really underestimated him, especially since I knew his world was crumbling around him. When a man's desperate, he'll do anything. I put my hands on his cheeks and then passionately kiss him. I replayed that first comment in his mind and respond. I You're the second one to say he still loves me. I'm having a problem grasping that. Here I go again, negative thoughts racing through my mind. Keith has hurt me so much. Why should I care? He deserves everything he gets. What am I thinking? Shaking my head side to side, trying to snap these crazy thoughts out. I respond by talking to my mind. When love hurts, it's because God isn't in the relationship. During my pregnancy, I thought he was in our relationship. Unfortunately, I didn't ask. At the moment, shame raced throughout my body. When I realized God wasn't in it, when God wasn't in it. When God wasn't, when I realized God wasn't, it was too late. A relationship with God, a relationship without God is worthless and loveless. The type of relationships gives you false sense of love. We'll fool ourselves into thinking it'll turn into love, but it's just physical. In that kind of relationship, we settle for less, taking whatever we can get. Love shouldn't only be something we feel. It should be what we need to breathe. I say a silent prayer, help me, Lord. It's 10 o'clock. David and Doug and David have finished shopping. David's calm now, but anxious about spending the day with his father. They arrive home. Let's put the food away so we can talk. They put it away. I meant to take out that one so we can talk. Let's get started. We'll clean up front. We'll clean up front. You dust and I'll clean the kitchen. Mom washes clothes while she cleans. Good idea. Shouldn't we call her and ask her how to wash clothes? David suggests. You don't think I know what I'm doing? I don't want my clothes to be different colors. Oh, you got jokes. I guess you'll be wearing pink tomorrow. Dad, since I don't know how to wash clothes, who knows what color they'll be? I've never seen you wash clothes. Just because you haven't doesn't mean I don't know how. Your grandmother had us cleaning and cooking while she worked. Guess who's doing the laundry? I know. Me. How do you separate them? David asks. They get their dirty clothes, put them in piles of white, lights, darks, and reds. They separate them together. You wash darks and reds in cold, lights and warm, whites and hot with bleach, but not all whites can be bleached. So check the label. Never put bleach on colored clothes. This is easy. I'll do the laundry for mom. You're growing up, little man. Proud of you. They hug. Doug puts the darks in the laundry. Doug puts the darks in the machine. David dusts and cleans the living room. Doug cleans the kitchen and the dining room. Realizing all the work Angel does, they agree to do their share around the house. 40 minutes pass, they finish the front. Always clean the entire house before you vacuum. Is there anything else you want to know about Keith? Doug inquires. Did Keith do something else to Aunt Candy? Doug throws his head back thinking, should I be completely honest with him? A picture of Candy's neck kept flooding David's mind all night long. His mind flashes back. The redness on Candy's neck stood out easily on her cocoa skin. David decides to ask, you told me about the fight, but I don't understand the marks around her neck, her arms, her wrists. Last night, last week, when those men were fighting, they beat each other really bad. None of them had any of those marks on them. Doug didn't realize how closely David looked at Candy's injuries. He didn't even notice her wrist. He was focused on her face. Doug never thought he'd be having this particular conversation, but Keith has opened the door for discussion. Doug wants to make sure David understands how serious it is to assault a woman. Doug decides to tell him everything. Let's take a break. They sit on the couch. What do you know about sex? Everyone's choking on what they say. It's something a guy and a girl do naked. He wipes the sweat off his forehead and says, well, we'll talk about sex and relationship this weekend, okay? Okay, Dad. Okay, Dad. Keith did do something else. He tried to rape her. What's rape? Derek asks. Doug sees the sadness in his eyes as he asks. He lowers his head as if he doesn't want to know, but his fists are tightly balled as if he's ready to fight. When you physically force someone to have sex, the person being raped usually is beaten up, especially if they fight back. Since Candy was fighting him off, he had to restrain her by pinning her arms to the floor. Doug floods question after David floods Doug with questions. What about the marks on her neck? Did he choke her? He yells, why would he do that to her? Why does he hate on Candy? He starts crying. Doug hugs him. It's the crack. Before we continue, I want you to realize how sacred your body is. What does sacred mean? The best answer I can give you is God created our bodies. We must treat them with respect. We shouldn't abuse our body by putting drugs in them or not eating right or not exercising and plenty of rest. Never let anyone touch your private parts or try to get you to touch theirs. Doug hugs him again as David's tears flow rapidly down his cheeks. There are several reasons why men rape. Men who rape need to be in control, forcing them to do what they want, making them powerless. Rapists don't have respect for women. Some think it proves their manhood. Rapists only care about having that power and satisfying their sexual needs. A real man would never force himself on a woman. She may have wanted to at first, then changed her mind. A real man will respect her choice. If she says no, it means no. We'll talk later about controlling your body desires. When it comes to sex, if you ever rape a woman, the cops aren't the only one you need to worry about. Doug doesn't blink as he looks David in his eyes. Drugs can take over your mind, controlling what you think or do. Once that happens, right and wrong doesn't matter anymore. That's why they need help to stop taking drugs. Why did Uncle Keith did Uncle Keith rape on Candy? No, but he tried. She fought him off until Derek got there. Let's clean the bathroom. I'm glad Mr. Derek showed up. So am I, little man, so am I. Doug hugs him. You clean the toilet and the floor. Why I gotta clean them? David frowns and asks, when your aim gets better, we'll talk. Does that answer your question? David lowers his head. Yes, I'll clean the toilet. Doug the sink. Stop there.
Okay. Right, great. All right, ladies. Let's give her some feedback.
It's turn you off.
Donna and Miss Betty, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Betty.
Hi, good morning, good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, y'all.
Morning.
Yeah, that
Go ahead.
sounded good this morning, Miss Nisi. But
Thank
you
you.
know, you just coming a long way. And I really started paying a lot of attention when you was talking about rape and men that rape need to have control and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is, it just hits home. It just hits home with what happened with my niece. So I'm like, yeah, that's something that people must know and understand because it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's coming along and I like the way they're explaining, going to explain to the guy about sex and all that other stuff. Because it starts there. When you start teaching the young men about different things, they need to know, especially about sex. Because I tell my grandson all the time, let me tell you something. When the girls say no, it's no. Don't ask no questions, just move it, because you can be charged with rape or whatever. But I was really interested in that part. But everything is coming along nice. I love it. Keep up the good work.
I'm just getting on everybody.
Oh, okay, I'm back. No, my phone going crazy. Everything going crazy this morning. But I'm complete. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of low, Miss Betty.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, we heard you fine. You were fine.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
That's a little better.
Can you hear me now? 'Cause my internet was saying it was unstable. You can
Yeah.
hear me better now?
We could hear you. It's still a little low, but we could hear you. I can hear
I
you.
heard Nisa read it last week, and then I heard her read it since she revised it, and I thought she did a very good job touching the areas that she was told about. And I think she's coming along beautifully with her writing. I'm complete.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say I wasn't here last week, but I enjoyed what you read. I love the line when you said forgiveness and love go hand in hand, because it does, and it's important. And I just love how you highlight the relationship between the father and the son,
Yeah.
and you take it a step further by letting us see how he's trying to show him some sense of responsibility and chores as he's having these important conversations. And it's important for a young man to know these things as he's growing up. So I really appreciate that. You did a very good job. So keep going. I really enjoyed it. I'm complete.
Yeah, I agree, Katonia. I wrote down this something similar. It's the examples that you gave on forgiveness and love, based on experience. That was a critical piece that I thought that needed to be heard. And I didn't read the whole thing, but I'm curious about Derek speaks to his daughter, and the daughter calls him Derek instead of um, dad, but really wants that relationship with her father. So I'm curious to find that out, and I guess I'll find it out. I have to read about it. But great job, Nisi. I'm complete.
Good morning, everybody. Nisa, I didn't hear the
Morning.
beginning of what you read. Derek is the girl's not even stepdad yet. That's not her father. Keith is her dad, Daphne. Nisi, the conversation with, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the other, the father and the son. I don't remember the father's name. I thought that was really authentic and genuine. That was a great conversation with him trying to explain what happened to his Aunt Candy and about respecting women and choice and rape. And it sounded age appropriate, but the conversation with the 4-year-old, with the daughter on the phone, she might be a very intelligent 4-year-old, but I don't know if it sounded like a 4-year-old on the phone when she was talking to Derek. Because there was one thing she asked him when he paused, when she was like, "Are you taking care of my mommy?" And then there was something that sounded a little bit older than what a 4-year-old would say. But I wasn't reading along, so I couldn't leave you a comment. I was listening. I wasn't reading to write a comment. But just remember that you have her at 4. And so you got to have her speak like a 4-year-old would speak on the phone. So, and I don't know if it was the line, "What is it? Everybody's choking day." I don't know if she said that or if somebody thought that, because I wasn't reading along. Okay. But just go back and read that and make sure like the little girl's voice is in the voice of a 4-year-old. And they get distracted real easy. So if she's playing with a toy and she's trying to talk on the phone, like 4-year-olds, they be all over the place. So I just thought that the 4-year-old in her could come out a little bit more. But I loved the conversation between the father and the son. I thought that was really well done. I'm complete.
Anybody else want to go?
Hey everybody, good
Hello.
morning. Uh Nisi, I just hopped on. I know it was good, and I know that I really wish I could have heard it to give you a better more encouragement. But honestly, you're a great writer, so I know it's getting better and better and better. So look, keep on going. I can't wait to hear you next week. And I'm loving everybody's feedback. So I know it was something I didn't hear. So again, good job. And I'm so happy to be here, y'all.
We glad you're here.
Thank you. And I'm complete.
Okay, I left you some comments along. I think I see all the work you've put in it. I love the wisdom. Like everybody else said, I'm in agreement with everyone where that's concerned. Absolutely. I see what you're trying to do in a couple of places, and I really feel like you're elevating the book. We just have to make sure that it's as clear as you need it to be. Okay, I'll just say that. There's a couple of places where I wasn't sure. It's just not italicized, I think, where it should be, where she was talking, and it looks like it's just her speaking to Derek, but she's talking to God. I didn't know, so a couple of places. I just put, I just put a comment there, but but that sounds really, really good. I'm thinking about the daughter too, and you have her really describe her. But I'm thinking maybe with instead of all the description, can we see what she's doing? And that's going to take some more thought, um, because kids are, they say some things, but then they're also like Yana said, they're always busy and doing some stuff. And when she asked him, um, "Are you taking care of my mommy?" The way he drops, and like gets stunned there, I think we need to know what he's thinking or what he's seeing. Like, is he having a flashback of, him running in and saving Candy? What is he saying? Why would he feel that guilty? Because he did take care of her, he saved her, or is he just, he just feels bad because of what happened? So if that's the case, make it, because at first I was like, well, why is he so upset? He did save her. But so let us see what he's so upset about. Is he seeing it? Because I never saw that, I don't think you said before that, like it was haunting him, so but let us see what he's seeing, or what he says to himself, if he says something to himself right there. All right. um Great job on the sex talk. You did. I see all the work you put in there. you know um I left a couple of little places where maybe you can have a conversation when they talk about agreeing that the mom does a lot. I think they should say that. Realizing all the work Angel does, they agree to their share, do their share. But I think they should say that. That should be a short conversation, or somebody. He should say that. So and you got it. You got it. You cleaned it up real nice. And I just need to remind, a couple of, like I said, little comments here and there about little things just to make it a little more complete. But great job, Nisi. I think you did a wonderful job. You flowed through it. It's not going to take as long to get through this part than through, like it did with the others. So you're doing a good job. Thank you. I'm complete.
Okay. I want to try to clarify certain things. Candy drifts out a lot because actually I should have made it clear when her mother called Nicole, she was in the bathroom. That's what took her so long, and Candy went through all this stuff in her head and
Right.
was
Well,
thinking about all of this stuff.
you said that. You did say it. I think you should probably say it before she drifts.
Okay,
Put that in
yeah,
there,
because
but
I said it after. Yeah,
yeah,
that's when I realized it was a little bit confusing. But they tend to ask each other with are they taking care of each other. I think I had that in the beginning.
Mhm.
in the beginning of the story when you meet her and Derek and all, they always ask her to check in on each other. But I can clarify that, like Ayana said. Um, I'm trying to remember exactly where she was at so I can go and try to make a comment there so I'll remember myself. Because Candy is thinking about so much at this time, wondering what she's going to say to her, and in her own way, convincing herself that she probably understands a little bit more than she does in some aspects because of her loving ways. She forgives and always wants people to be happy. But I thank y'all for your comments. I did work on that. I wasn't sure whether I was doing what you asked, but I got through. So I'll just work on these comments and then I'll bring you the other part next week.
Okay.
Thank y'all. I
Oh,
appreciate it. I'm complete.
you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right. Who's next? Daphne's next, right?
All right, yes. So, all right. So, as I was saying before, when I seen the flyer about Valentine's Day and talking about love, and I was like, wow, I want to write a little story about love, but what can I really say about that? So I slept on it, and a storyline did come to me, and you know, when we think about love, we think about um, a whole bunch of things, but we usually think about man, woman, getting married, living in a home, or generational love, where you have your grandparents been in love for 30 or 60 something years, living in the Carolinas, or living in a brownstone. And I thought, wow, what if you found love and you were in an environment where you didn't have any control? That environment, you didn't have any control over it, but you did find love. So I thought of a storyline and I wrote it down, and my story is about, it's titled, it's titled My Name is Love. And it's a love story that takes place in a plantation. And it's with the light-skinned house slave, female slave, with a male field slave that falls deeply in love, and she takes us on a journey into his heart, where there's like portraits and pictures of them together, displayed in his heart, literally in his heart. So she takes us on a journey into his heart, and I'd like to share it with you. Okay. All right. So the scene opens up with a light-skinned house slave fixing the bed and sweeping the floor. Then she hears a loud heartbeat, and it gradually fades away in the background. So she's sweeping the floor, and then she comes, to the camera and says, "Do you hear that? That's the heartbeat of my man. He tells me that I am he and he is me. So you know what I did?" And the lady looks around in secrecy, then whispers, "I took a trip into his heart." I sure did. And honey, what I had seen in there, words cannot explain. There was that one painted picture of him and I getting into a limousine, headed to a fancy, exclusive restaurant. I was looking real good. As he gently took my hand and kissed it all the way to the restaurant, pulled my seat out, and fed me the entire 3-course meal and told me that I was his only love. Oh, how I love that man. Oh, and the time when he took me into the field and we watched the sunset, and he loved on every part of my, woo! Oh, how I love that man. When I think about love, I think about him. Then the music plays.
Sugar, sugar baby, this is just a test. Tell me, what do you know about me? It's just a test.
You hear the music? And she starts dancing with the groom and takes off her clothes, and she has some other clothes on. So it'll be a little performance. I'll fast forward a little bit. She'll be lip singing. She suddenly hears a knock at the door.
What's going on in there? What are you doing in here?
Nothing, masters. I'm just sweeping the room floor and putting some clothes away. That's all.
Keep the noise down.
The lady looks at the door, and the sound of the heartbeat is heard. She picks up the hat and continues to sweep. Oh, how I love that man. The end. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but.
Oh, wow. That was great, Daphne. That was really good. I really enjoyed how she just entered into his heart. You know, it started with the heartbeat, and it was like the heartbeat just drew her into him. That was fantastic. He did it. It was well spoken. On the dramatics of it was even better. You had me smiling through the whole time. I really enjoyed it. I'm complete.
Yeah, wow. Daphne, every time we hear something from you, it's a lot of drama, and it makes you want to hear more and more and more. I truly enjoyed it. Like you said, Nisi, yeah, it was a lot, but it's worth it after hearing the end, you know? It cuts down the anticipation of wanting to know. Well, it makes me want to hear more. It does. So keep up your good work, girl. You're working it. You'll get it in. Don't worry. I'm complete.
I just love the way you perform. You just bring something special. And I just wanted to say that I believe you are living through your ancestors as they continuously live through you. And I say this because, like, I truly believe this is like a way that they were getting through tough times. They had to love, they had to hurt, they had feelings. So I think what you're bringing to light is a form of truth in that time. So I really appreciate it. I enjoyed it. I was dancing, I was laughing, I was smiling. Good job. I'm complete.
Remember to unmute.
Daphne, you always give 100% in the performance, and that's what I love. I really do think you are in the wrong field, Daphne, and you should consider doing performance because you just do it so well. I loved it. You know, you didn't even need to move out that seat for me to see it and feel it, what you were trying to convey. So I think it's great, and I think it'll be wonderful for the show. I'm complete.
I really, really enjoyed it. And just imagine being able to read, see into someone's heart and feel it. You made me feel what you were saying. And oh boy, it was just awesome. You're very talented. I love it. And I can't wait to hear some more. Thank you for sharing it.
Uh, you are super creative, and I feel like as soon as you begin to talk, I just light up. I feel like I could feel the energy. Like I was like, my palms are so sweaty right now, and I was like excited because from the it's unique. It's it's one of a kind, but it again, like you said, you thought about it, and obviously we can see that you put time into it's just you're a great visualist. That's a way to say it. You're very good at giving a visual. So as soon as you started talking, it was like I saw the scene. All right, here we go. Came in with the intro. We get the idea. We hear her heart. Like you had the sound, you had everything going. It was like, wait, you taking me on. I see exactly the picture you wanted to paint, and oh my god, on screen when it's time, it's really gonna be like boom. Like this is like a really cool uh dream, or I should say story. I like I really like it. You can I like the idea that this this woman, again, like you said, she couldn't control where she was born, what she's born into, the circumstances. However, even in that, she still found love. There was a love that was warm. Even in there, she's a slave. She's not in any control of her physical, technically, or like her situation at all. But she is in control of love still. Like she still love that joy. I'm not even gonna lie. You can I see you telling more. You said done. I like that, but I can see you adding more. That was just the first picture, first piece that she saw in his heart. So I can just imagine what else you're gonna reveal that she saw because she lit up. Anyway, I might have something else to say. I'm not sure, but I'm complete. I think for now, but super. Ooh, you don't. You don't. All right. Good job. I can't wait to hear more. And I'm going to just close my mouth for a second and see if I got anything else to say.
Did Miss Betty go? Oh, okay. All right. Daphne, that was amazing. Of course, I loved every second of it. And I love, like Ashley was saying, the humanity of it, that, they like to make us think that we, had no feelings, treating us like beasts, and that we actually turned into them. And you brought the humanity back into this Black woman, regardless of her situation. And you could still love no matter what. Nothing could stop love. I just love that idea. Period. 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 And for her to look into his heart and see into his heart. Come on now, that was powerful. That was powerful. So thank you for that. I can't wait for the 20th. This is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I'm complete.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Thank you.
Sorry, Daphne, you're right. Like Miss Wright-Lewis, like Mama Cat said, we saw all the things that he actually, in reality, couldn't even offer, but that's all the things that he wanted to give us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the
powerful.
capture, and that was like, wow, you make me want to that tear. When we actually see it, you really will have that. You probably will have that effect on the audience, because it is that clear to actually see again their situation, but then the beauty. Even they found beauty. Love is beauty. So you brought that to that, and it shows us that no matter what, love. Wow. I don't know the word for that, but regardless, love brings beauty to a ugly situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Love conquers all.
Yes, it does.
And of course, I love the music. So, and I want to remind everybody, if you read the email, I asked you to come up with a song that has the same theme as what you're writing, is your love poem or your love song or your love story, whatever you're going to bring to the table. So everybody's going to have an outro. Yeah, everybody's going to have an outro. So choose a song. We're not going to play the whole thing, but when you're done, we're going to play a little bit of your song. Okay?
What?
That's what I said.
Oh,
mine
I
is
don't
so
have to do all that.
unusual. Listen.
Yeah, applying pressure.
that's
That's
some
adding
pressure.
more pressure, right?
But I
Thanks,
think I
Kathy.
can get it.
Yeah, just give me the song. We're gonna find we'll just put a little bit, of the song, as you're finishing up,
It's
So
just picking the song for me, because
You
of my
gotta-
title.
I got one.
you know love songs, pick your your favorite love song that goes
Yeah,
on.
okay.
Just say it,
Well, okay. Yeah,
You
okay.
already know the song.
So
You already know.
so it doesn't specifically have to relate to our story, just about a love song,
It
right?
should be it should relate to your story, because it's giving a punchline to what
Okay,
you just
because
did. Like Daphne just did. That's exactly what I want.
okay.
Now I think I got a song.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try to write something based off that.
Yeah, I
I've
gotta
been hearing it
figure out.
all week. Mm-hmm.
It's my title though that makes it hard to find the right love song though.
Don't worry, it's not the title, because you say a lot of things in your poem that's what the title. Just choose a line from the poem that's in
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think when I wrote here, he pulled, when he pulled me out of the sea and fed me 3-course meals and told me that I was his only love. So he called her love.
Yeah.
So that's my name is Love. That's what Patty says.
That's
Yeah, you got me thinking.
Way to go, Daphne. Wow.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move. And so who's next? Well,
Diane.
Diane was on next. Let's go, Diane.
Okay. I gotta find it. I mean, not find it. I gotta have y'all to find it.
Okay.
It's. Wait, let me see. I think it's Ruth. Ruth. Wait a minute. Do you see Ruth?
Yeah, I see Ruth.
The way it says almost over at the top. It says we moved from 395 Livonia to 9720 East Highway.
Got it.
I see that. I see that.
Okay.
Wait, mine's still loading, but go ahead.
All right, this is Ruth. We moved from 390. I changed some stuff. So, because when I realized she was giving me dates, it didn't collaborate with what she gave me for the year. All right, we moved from 395 Livonia Avenue to 9720 Kings Highway by the summer of 1977. Raynard started touching me just when I thought I was safe from him. My chest, my behind, and trying to penetrate me, but his penis kept falling out because I was too small for him to enter. So that now that I got older, he and his son began rubbing their penis on my vagina. Damn, how I hate. Wait a minute. Oh my God, how did I get that? Oh, damn, how I hated this man and his rotten kid. I wish this man and his rotten kids had never came into our lives. When I did get to go outside, Chauncey, Pam, and Gina, I never wanted to go upstairs. And Chauncey knew this because I told him I was scared to walk up alone. So when my mother called us up to eat or come in for the night, Chauncey always walked me upstairs. He was also the first kid I met when we moved into the building. I tried and cried for my mother not to leave me with them, but she did over and over again. Work, the laundry, or just to go shopping. I was left with him alone and unprotected. I tried telling her by acting scared and crying, but she had no clue. And telling her was out of the question because he said he would hurt me, my mom, and my little brother. Growing up back in the 70s, we were told whatever happened in the house stays in the house, and our business should stay in the house. When my mom was home, there was always a bottle between the two of them, drinking and fighting and drinking. It went on day in and day out. He did work and took my mom everywhere she wanted to go, to the movies, dinner, and dancing. Anywhere she wanted to go, he took her. But it was always a fight between the two of them by the end of the night. My best time was spent going to my aunt's house to visit my two first cousins, Yolanda and Tina. While at my aunt's house, we could run, we could have fun and be ourselves. We can have fun and be ourselves, happy-go-lucky kids. At my aunt's house, we were not yelled at or screamed at for being kids or happy. At home, we were told we had to be quiet because the monster was asleep. So we had to tiptoe around the house to play. That was hell on us. That was hell on us kids. I love my mom and still do, but the control this man had on my mother had me not liking her, especially when she was drinking. She had zero control over our lives as well as her own due to her abuse of alcohol. Most of the family members abused alcohol back in my day, but over time they eased up on the bottle, but some still abuse it. I hope we all stop. My mother always had a good job as a home attendant, great cook, and a terrific mother as well until meeting this monster. I gotta change something. Who knew he would become a nightmare for me from 1977 until this day. Once he moved in, we all became a victim of his sick acts. The first time I was abused, not sexually, but made to perform oral sex on this guy, I didn't know. I was 6 years old in the spring of 77. I lived at 395 Livonia Avenue in the projects. My brother and I were outside playing hide and seek, and my mother called us upstairs to eat. While walking upstairs, a guy was walking behind us and started talking to us. All of a sudden, he grabbed me and took me to the roof and made me perform oral sex on him. My brother ran to the apartment to get help. The monster was at our house and came out to help me. I could hear him calling me. The guy heard Raynard and let me go. I started calling for my mother, but Raynard heard me and came up to the roof and brought me back to the apartment. The cops came and took me to the hospital. The next day, my mother and I rode around the neighborhood in a patrol car looking for the guy, but could not find him. My aunt was living with us until she moved out early 1977. She had a fire and had to move in with us. While she lived with us, I felt happy and protected, but living with us was short. She moved out not too long after the guy grabbed me and took me to the roof to perform over sex on him. I didn't know why my aunt moved out of the house, but I found out years later that it was because of the red-eyed monster wanted to paint the house and not wait until my aunt and cousin found an apartment. My aunt and cousin found an apartment. Raynard wanted to paint the house, but my aunt asked that my mother wait until my cousin Tina, because my cousin Tina had a breathing problem, could not breathe with the fumes in the house. But he wanted to paint, and that was the final word. The monster won again. That was also the straw that broke the camel's back. My aunt moved out. My aunt decided to leave instead of putting my cousin's health at risk, which I was told later as an adult. My cousin Tina had just turned two 6 months early and too young to be breathing in the paint fumes. My aunt moved about a week or two after the assault and told me she was not moving that far. That year I just turned 6 and we moved to 9720 Kings Highway. I turned 6 years old. All right, February, yeah. Okay. I was happy we moved because after the assault on me, I did not feel safe going in or out of the building. Goodbye, 395 Livonia Avenue. Better days ahead. So I thought. This bastard was teaching us how to fish, play cards, but I wound up with a STD in the summer of 1979 at the age of 8. I remember it so clearly because that's the year my mother took me to the doctor because I was in a lot of pain. After giving blood and urine, we were called in to be asked, why did an 8-year-old have this disease? I don't know what she told them, but I do know that I had to see doctors, talk to a lot of people, and was given pills to take for about 2 weeks. That seemed like forever. Raynard knew about the disease because he told me before my mother and I left home for the doctor that if anyone asked me about the STD, that I better say that me and my boyfriend was playing around and touching each other, and my boyfriend must have gave me the disease, or else he will kill everyone in the house. And for me, not to forget that he had the ash can explosive in his car or nearby. So I told my mother what he told me to tell her about the disease he gave me. Oh, how I hated him and his son. They not only gave me an STD, they made me feel so unwanted, dirty, and afraid, very afraid. The pain I felt on my stomach, which I thought was from being nervous and afraid, I was really in pain from the STD one of them gave me. I truly wished him and his son would die or someone would kill them and kill them soon. I would never forget the way they made me feel in my own home. We all went to my Aunt Diane's house that weekend and had a good time. We had a good time because we were out of the house of terror for the weekend. And my brother and I, and nervous women, I was not afraid and nervous because we were at my aunt's house that loved us and would do anything to keep us safe. I always thought about what my aunt said to my cousin about talking to her about anything that they may see as a problem. She said we can talk to her about anything. I wanted to tell my aunt, but I kept hearing his voice in the back of my head saying, Remember what I said? Or, oh, how I hate everything about this month and his kids. The pieces started falling together. He was removed from the house, but he's still lurking around. I prayed I never see this Munson or his kids again. I moved something because something is missing in the middle there. But I'm done.
Take a deep breath, everybody.
Yeah.
That was,
Huh?
I said that was hard. That was hard to hear. I know it was hard for you to say, and I know it's hard for you to hear as well. All right, y'all. Let's give us some feedback. Jesus.
I commend you. I felt the pain of Ruth. It's hard. I'm kind of choked up because when things happen to kids like that, and for it to go as far as her getting an STD, you know, I'm kind of choked up right now. I love the story. I'm sorry about the story. I'm kind of choked up. I'm complete. I'm not gonna say anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just want to definitely commend you and your niece for having the courage to share your story. The continuous abuse is just so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it really is. I'm speechless, and I really commend you for sharing and taking the time to be able to do this, because that's hard. I thank you, Diane, and I'm complete.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the story is very heavy on my heart,
Yeah.
and I could almost feel like if you in the place of that child, what she's going through and have to carry it so long by herself, had to be such a burden on her. But I'm glad that she's opening up and starting to tell the story,
Mm-hmm.
and wonder when she's telling the story, what kind of reaction does she have with telling it? Does it make her go back and relive that time over again? Just maybe that part should be put into how she's feeling when she's telling the story to you. What effect it is having on her mentally, you know. And otherwise, I think you're doing very great with the story. But I
Thank
just thought maybe you could share that part, how it's affecting her as she tells the story,
Okay.
sharing it with you. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diane. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Daphne. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Diane, I commend you for this story. And I too myself was in such a situation like that, so I could understand it. And I wrote down that you have been presented with a gift, and it gives you the opportunity to tell a story and tell it with the details that it needs to be told with, so that when people are reading this, you are providing them with and you are providing them with educating people on the the signs of the abuse, because usually the families are not, we have a blind side. We kind of sort of know what's going on, but we're not really believing it, or maybe we see it, but we don't expect that to happen. So you've been provided the opportunity to put in the details as a form of educating other people. So when they read your storyline, they're like, it can connect and be like, oh, that's why he was giving my brother money to go to the store, because he wanted to do this and that. That's my story. So, you know, let me see. And I also wrote here, So when the little girl was dragged up the stairs, and correct me if I'm wrong, when she was dragged up the stairs, I know it's critical. It's critical that you describe the feeling and what took place. Was her what? How did they know she was up in the roof? Was her shoe on the floor? Was she like? Was a hand over here and there was like like how did they know that she was going on the roof? Details.
I gotta ask for that.
You got to.
Yeah.
It got to. It gotta be. So that if somebody, God forbid, is in a building and sees and read your story and sees a little girl's shoe, they'll be like, they won't be like, whatever. They'll be like, oh, let me see. Let me take it further. Let me just go like that and just check, just to hear, to see what's going on. So you have the opportunity and the obligation to inform people and educate people about the signs that people need to have, that people need to know about. You have an obligation to open up people's eyes. You have that obligation.
Okay.
I'm complete.
Thank you.
Miss Diane, I just want to commend you. I know that it's taken a lot of strength and energy and courage to tell this story, you and your niece. And, you know, I second everybody's sentiments. It was gripping. It was hard to hear. And it's also going to help other people heal from telling their story, which is just so powerful that your niece is able to do this, and you're able to help her do it. So I don't have any critique on what you read. I just wanted to commend you on what you're doing. I'm complete.
Thank you, my love.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I tell you, every time I hear this, like, I hate this story, you know. I hate what, so it's the point is that I hate that this happened. I'm like so sorry that this happened. However, I'm just amazed at how detailed you capturing everything, and it is like, it is cringing to hear. However, I and I have to say, I'm going with Daphne as far as like, it brings up, it doesn't make me speechless. It makes me inquire. One, I've been through experiences. I know people also who've been in experiences or similar things to what you were saying, right? And it gives so many other sides. I'm looking at it as from different perspectives. Of course, as a parent, it raises my awareness too on certain things. I'm like, yo, but because I've been, like I said, I've been through certain experiences. That's why I'm a certain parent that I am. So certain things for me, I'm already on it, and I'm acting like Inspector Gadget because I'll be goddamn if somebody do some shit to my kids, these my friends, you know. So, but and it's for me, it when I'm looking at, it, I'm like, yo, I'm wondering. So I wrote down here the whole, you know, was he still touching her while the family was there? So if you could mention that, did she get some type of relief, or did she notice a change in how the dude was moving? Because I'm sure it was. Once there was another adult that's different from, you know, other people in the house, that's why he was trying to get them out, you know, or because it compromised his shit. I mean, his, you know, what he was trying to do. So I was thinking when I heard that, I was like, no, how did that build up? Was it like, what was the time length in between? Was there like, you know, now all of a sudden he want to paint the house, maybe, you know, having the aunt, maybe she can give a little more input on like, yo, yeah, he was trying to move it, even though it was a minute ago, but yeah, it was little things, or like now all of a sudden, was that the agreement in the beginning? You know, not that it has it has something to do with it, but it builds the whole point of, oh, it was making him uncomfortable. You know.
I think so, but go ahead.
Also, I was questioning this when she was sick, and why did this person? How did they know? Did she know this person? Was it a familiar face? I kind of missed that part. The guy with the name Alon, I don't know what his name was.
Raynard?
Who took out Raynard?
Oh no, they didn't know what he was. He was just, they was outside playing, and
Was
then when
your face in the neighborhood that why she was,
oh
to know the pick. Okay, people just don't pick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming from another point because I used to think there was something on my head that says pick me, and I wondered why people kept messing or targeting me. But I was just wondering, was it somebody that maybe knew a family member, or was, oh, she did see her or notices, like I said, someone in the family, or oh hey, it can be somebody that we don't normally, but it's they know us, but we don't know them, or they know a family member, or they just been watching and they see like
right.
way this person moves. Oh yeah, they don't really pay attention to her. And I just snatch her like how when did he? I'm like I said, because you're telling it, and it just made me want to know like how the hell did when did he get the chance to grab her? Was she by herself? Was she
No.
with no?
Her brother.
No, she was with her little brother. And I think it's because, some of us, what we tend to do is let our kids just go outside, happy go lucky. We probably won't do it now, but there are some people that do it. But what happened was she just said she didn't know. He just started talking to them.
Yeah.
She said some guy came up behind and was talking to him. She said before she knew it, she was on the roof, and this is what this guy made her do, you know.
Yeah, I
So
think they was it around. I did, but that part when you read that part, I was like, so that kind of goes to say like, okay, and there was because growing up, yeah, you depending on where you at, yeah, your parents or family say, hey, you go outside for a little while, you get time, or you're in the building area or in the parking lot or whatever, or in the hall. I get that. So I'm not faulting it. It was just like I said, it just made me want to inquire like what
yeah.
whole and then the last thing I wrote was when she was 8 and she got the STD. I was shocked that he told her to tell the doctor it's her boyfriend. And I honestly thought he probably would have said it was from the dude, even though that was 2 years later. But
Yeah.
so he couldn't really. Now that I think about it, that he couldn't have said that. But it was like maybe maybe she can. I get it, and in my mind, I'm like I can't fault anybody. No, 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 no. But in my mind, I'm just wondering what was the mom thinking at that point.
Yeah.
Was she, even though she was under spell, sort of like, she, however, and then the family, like you said, it's signs people see, or somebody said, I'm not sure who said, I think Daphne might have said, but it be sometimes people amongst each other might be like, what the hell are you doing? But ain't nobody say something direct because they know if you say something to, I don't know, Lorraine, she gonna be like whatever, and then she ain't talking to nobody, ain't nobody gonna see nobody,
Right.
but people don't say nothing. It's like, yo, I see it, but I ain't saying nothing.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
And so I was just wondering what maybe, as far as the family, can she remember, besides being open, I could question back and forth and back and forth. Um, it's just wow. Like I said, it didn't leave me speechless. It got me like, wow. Thank God that she survived. She's strong
Yeah.
enough. She has you to help her to get through and hear this. It like I said, it's ugly. This is nasty. This is disgusting.
It
But
is.
people who've been through similar things who can't even talk about it,
No.
Yeah.
who jacked up, who on drugs,
No.
Oh, yeah.
as any of those childhood experiences. So again, like this is really, you should feel empowered. And I
I
know, you might be like, you know, again, because you have to keep rereading, rewriting, or she got to keep telling. But I
Mm-hmm.
thank God that you're able, and I pray that you continue to do this because this needs to be told.
It
Yeah.
do. It
Yeah.
do. And the thing is, you know, you can ask her, like if you ask my sister things, she's not gonna talk. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. That's
Right.
the first thing she'll tell. I don't want to talk about that. That happened so long ago. But you know, I'm not I didn't tell her that I was writing this or anything, but I just asked her questions from time to time when they argue. I'm like, yeah, Lorraine, but you know, this happened and you can help her with any questions you have. If she got a question, just answer her. Don't just tell her, I don't want to talk about it so long ago. I said, do you know she's hurting? You know, but that's a part of, she's an alcoholic and it's part of what she don't want to remember herself.
Right.
So I really can't, you know, I get what I can from my niece when I can get it, or when I'm able to talk to my sister. And as I said, she's not going to say nothing. Just forget it. Because I was like, I'm saying to myself, if my niece had that STD, she had to have it too.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and you didn't say anything, or
so,
you know,
uh,
what was she thinking? My daughter have this,
Mm.
and then I have it. Why am I not saying anything? It's just weird to me, and I just
But
listen and write. You
I,
know,
I really, I'm sorry, you finished, Ash? Are you,
um, I'm not,
okay, I know. This, see, yeah, this is heartbreaking because, you know, it is amazing. It's amazing that she's still even, she's able to talk about it. She's still alive. Because people
yeah,
go through that self-destruct
yeah,
to that extent, you know, and I'm I'm thinking about how people are going to, because I'm just listening to how everybody's affected, right? We're all
yeah.
affected by it. And I want you to be really gentle with yourself as you do this,
Mm-hmm.
because it can trigger you I mean, I know it's got to be infuriating, you
I
know.
know what I want to do.
I know, I know, I know. But see, for these people and your sister, she needs help. She definitely needs to. She needs to detox. She needs all of that. She needs to go in
Yeah,
until that's why she won't stop. She's not going to stop drinking because then she's got to deal with the truth, you know. So
yeah, yeah.
so she has to deal. She has to do that. She's not going to be able to live with herself.
No,
You know, I
no.
don't know how she lives with herself, but thank God that I'm just so glad that Ruth is talking,
Yeah,
um,
that's what I
and,
need
and letting it and getting it out. And because otherwise, you know, she's dreaming about it, having nightmares about it, reliving it all the time.
all the time.
So thank
Yeah.
God she could get it, you know, just get it out. And
Mm-hmm.
you're just doing just an amazing job and being an amazing aunt to be able to be there for her. Thank God for you. And I just pray, we're just gonna keep praying for you all, you know. We'll just right now, this is just a getting out process. Let it all come out, let her all
Mm.
say everything she needs to say, you know, and I mean, we gotta insert some comfort in there somewhere, you know. What did she do to handle it? What do
Okay.
we just do? What do we do as we're listening to it to not
Oh
be
yeah.
triggered ourselves? Because several of us have, you know, been abused as well. So you know, what do you have to do and what can we offer, like the readers, that you're going to read this story, you're going to have, you know, make sure that you're ready for it and you could get, you know, right. You don't start drinking, you know, or doing something else while you're reading it. Because, you know, so yeah, insert something. I don't know what yet, but I
Uh-huh.
thank you. I congratulate you on just your courage, you know, to do this and her as well. All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's all just take a deep breath and let it out and just we gotta keep praying. We gotta keep praying for you all.
Mama Cat,
Okay.
yeah, I like what you said because I was thinking that too. Things that help when you look back, like how to cope,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or she can also insert some things like that she can remember. I like that you said um, going to a family member's home. That was like wow, being out for the weekend, appreciating those moments maybe
Mm-hmm.
because it is dark. So you don't forget about those, the light, the good parts too, because she did make it, thank God. And she
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So again, so yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm putting this stuff down.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll come up with something. The great
Yes. Yes. Yes.
something in there. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Hey, Carolyn. I see Carolyn joined us.
Hi, Carolyn.
Carolyn. All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. Let's move on.
Hello.
You ready? You done? You complete, Diane?
Yes, I
Oh, we
am.
got
I think I answered the question.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
she, yeah, okay, how she felt. And she said something about, oh, the roof. And okay, I've written what comfort do I try to use
Yeah.
to deal with this? I just breathe, but
Yeah.
it's a lot to deal with, but
Yeah.
it'll get done.
But
I
people
just thank
know
God.
that's the lesson for the readers though too is don't leave your kids unattended. People are always watching. They know
Yeah.
I lived in the projects too. Everybody knows all the other families, and
Yeah.
you know how people are living. You hear people are fighting. You know they fight in 4E. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That the family is gangsters live on the 8th floor.
Yeah.
You know who is who.
Yeah.
You know what they're
Cause
doing, and you know who leaves their kids unattended.
yeah,
You know
that's what.
kids who are unkempt and nobody's watching, who are out too there going late. You know all of that. You know all of that.
That's what.
People watching.
That's what.
That's why they were victims.
Right. That's what I was just getting ready to say. That they're out there, they were out every day like that.
Mhm.
It just so happened that I think because Londa and Tina used to go over there. They used to go over there from time to time. When I had to work or something, I sent them out there, and Lorraine would tell me, "Oh, they outside, they playing," and this is every day. So what are you doing?
Right.
But this is what it was. And they know who's out there playing. They know who go out there early. They know who goes up and their mother called them out the window or something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy, but that's the life that we lived at that time. But I pray to, when I write this, I pray that people take heed to, you got to watch your kids
Yeah.
because they out there waiting. They waiting,
Mhm. Mhm.
they sit
Mhm.
and watch.
Yeah, they know who they could grab. They know who they can
Yeah.
grab, and they know
Yeah.
who they can't. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. All
Um,
right, I'm complete.
woo.
Let me get me
All
some
right.
coffee.
Okay. Let's take a deep breath. Who's next? Are you next, Katanya?
Yeah, I have something from the book I can read.
Okay. I see Zachariah's on. Hey, Zachariah.
Hey, family.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Hi, how are
I'm
you?
good.
I'm on chapter 9, page 63.
Okay. Oh, chapter 9.
Yes.
I'm sorry, give me the name of it again. The story.
It's 22 and 6, born on 11/26.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
9.
Starting on what page?
63.
Thank you.
Okay. Dear Diary, I called my boss today to check in and to thank her. She constantly checks in to see how we are doing and to see if we need anything. As she was speaking to me, it clicked. It's all coming to light. Not only was God setting me up financially these last few years, making sure I was consistently saving my money for a rainy day, but he was setting me up to make sure I was working for people who would support me. When I found out I was pregnant, I had no choice but to let my boss know immediately. My morning sickness was at an all-time high, and my office sat right next to hers. She was good at reading me. She always knew when I didn't feel well. By the grace of God, she set me up to have access to work from home on the days I absolutely could not make it out the door without vomiting. Now that my son will remain hospitalized for an unknown amount of time, my maternity leave is up, and I could work from home or even the hospital. This was all God's plan. He was setting me up for this exact moment in my life. Over the next few weeks, things weren't as dramatic as the first 2 months. Kareem and I had decided to eliminate visitation to see baby Kareem. Only a few people had the opportunity to see him, which included my mom, my sister, my cousin, Kareem's parents, his brother, and his wife. Sorry. The staff at the hospital suggested that we limit visitation directly into the NICU due to flu season. Also, I had spoken with someone who previously had a premature baby and informed me of a child in one of the pods contracting the virus due to an outside visitor. The story stuck in my head like glue. Not only is your child fighting for his or her life, but adding a virus or a small cold could harm a premature baby in ways it will not affect a healthy full-term baby. I don't think family and friends understood to the magnitude of the fear that scrolled through my body daily, and even more when things such as the PDA surgery needed to be done. I always envisioned having the baby and being able to bring him around my family so that they can get to know him, as I did with those who had kids prior to me. Having to call and explain this decision we made was not easy. I hesitated to call my mom and sister. I didn't want them to feel upset for not being able to see their grandson/nephew. The phone rang. Hey, Nani, how's the baby doing? How are you and Kareem holding up? Hey, Mom, he's doing okay. Kareem and I are hanging in there. I wanted to call and let y'all know that we won't be able to have anyone come see the baby for a while. The staff at the hospital suggests that we eliminate visitation right now. I feel bad because I don't want y'all to think I'm keeping you away, but it's for his safety. Oh no, hon, it's okay. Don't feel bad. You must do what's best for the baby. We want him to get stronger and healthier so he can come home. Thank you for understanding. It just feels so weird when you have a baby. When you have a baby, you want to share him with your family, but I can't, you know. Y'all are always welcome to come up to visit Kareem and I anytime. Yeah, we will definitely continue to come up and to sit with y'all in the lobby and have a cup of coffee or something. We love y'all and we'll continue to pray. We love y'all and we'll continue to keep praying for y'all. Thank you. Love you too. I will talk to you later. Okay, take care of yourself. Even though we placed visitation on a complete hold, those same family members were the ones who continued to come up to the hospital to sit with Kareem and I from time to time. Others would constantly ask, when can I come up to see the baby? Or when is the baby coming home? I was open to people coming to the hospital to sit with Kareem and I in the waiting area. And I absolutely appreciated those who did. I was just too afraid to let anyone in the back. It was far from easy seeing my baby in those conditions daily. Not only is the baby going through a lot, the situation overall is traumatic for the parents. Being pulled out of the dark room where you sat for hours, staring at a plastic box with your baby who have no idea, being pulled out of the dark room where we sat for hours, staring at a plastic box with your baby who you have no idea will survive or not was important. It kept us feeling somewhat normal. Baby Kareem had overcome some great milestones that we checked off our list. For starters, I had been holding my son as often as I was able to. I would ask for him daily, and depending on how he was doing, we would snuggle for 3 to 4 hours in a reclining chair. The nurses would provide me with a hospital gown so I can become topless and cover up until it was time to place baby Kareem on my bare skin. I would wrap him in the gown and had them place a blanket on top of us to keep us warm and cozy. They would tape his breathing tube to the chair or my shoulder to keep it in place. Kangaroo Kangaroo care was known to help premature babies thrive. It was highly encouraged in the NICU. It helped stabilize the baby's heart rate and breathing. Baby Kareem had fully developed a protective layer of skin. The PDA surgery was a complete success. He was now, he was not receiving any more fluids. He was receiving 6 cc of milk through an NG tube. His weight was up to 2 pounds, and he was on a new ventilator. There were still other hurdles that we needed to jump, but taking a moment to recognize what God had already done was important. Even though a new ventilator machine was provided, baby Kareem oxygen settings were still fairly high. He couldn't seem to come down on the settings. I tried not to get too wrapped up on the ventilator machine because it was too difficult to understand. It was way more complex to decipher between the multiple settings. Not only did the machine provide oxygen to support, it provided pressure as well. And the pressure provided had lowered, but the oxygen percent was still fairly high. The goal was to extubate as soon as possible, but the medication they were providing combined with the ventilator was not working as they anticipated. The plan was to provide him with a steroid called DART, dexamethasone. This will run up to 7 to 14 days through an IV. The side effects of DART consist of baby Kareem not tolerating his feedings, and it could potentially slow down his growth. As a new parent, we were hesitant to proceed further with the steroid, but this was an imperative plan of action for his lungs. It was very much necessary, and by now we were entering the 2nd month of baby Kareem being on the ventilator. As stated in the past, chronic lung disease was at risk. If a child is on the ventilator for more than, I put 30 or 3 months because I'm not 100% sure which one. So I'll go back and fix it when I find out. Okay. It's more than likely if he or she will develop chronic lung disease. After receiving all this information regarding DART and spending all day at the hospital alone with my baby boy, I decided to head home. I was feeling slightly suffocated. I said my goodbyes and I headed out the NICU. Before I left the hospital, I stopped to use the bathroom. When I walked in and closed the door, I fell to my knees to pray. Dear Lord, continue to watch over our son as he once again is gearing up to jump another hurdle. I ask that you continue to cover him, Father God. Continue to give him the strength to get through this. Continue to give us the strength to continue to get through this. Lord, we need you. My baby needs you. Continue to heal his lungs, Father God, his heart, his brain, and his entire body. I thank you for what you have done and what you will continue to do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I got up, washed my hands, and headed home. When I finally got to the car in the parking garage, I broke down. As the tears started to fall, I began to hit the steering wheel and yell to the top of my lungs. I was feeling so tired and heavy. It just seems like we couldn't catch a break. Also, I believe part of me feeling so overwhelmed was because Kareem stayed home. He was not feeling well. Having him by my side at the hospital, especially when decisions had to be made, felt like an extra blanket of security. DART was being administered, I believe, every 12 hours, and I subconsciously was holding my breath every day. The vent settings were slowly being weaned. Baby Kareem was tolerating his feeds and growing. It was January 9th, and I arrived at the hospital at 2:57 p.m. I know, why so specific, right? I had scheduled a 3 p.m. appointment to get a massage. The March of Dimes coordinator always put together monthly calendar events for NICU families. After being in the NICU for almost 2 months, I was able to get the strength to get up and go and attend an event. Besides, I wanted to meet the coordinator in person. We have spoke via email multiple times, and she always leaves gifts provided by the March of Dimes in baby Kareem's room. We always seem to miss each other. It was great to get the 15-minute massage. I felt very relaxed. After the massage, I went over to speak with her. As we were in mid-conversation, I checked my phone and I received a text message from Kareem that read, "The tube has been removed." Oh my God, I have to go. I jumped up and speed walked to the room, into baby Kareem's room. My body was filled up with adrenaline. I was so anxious. Here we are, day 45, and our little guy has been extubated. We sat there staring at baby Kareem as we could finally see his entire handsome little face with cannulas on his nose. We watched him and the monitor as the nurse says, I know you may feel uncertain about the decision to extubate him, but he is such a fighter. Yes, he is. He is so feisty. We want and need feisty in the NICU. Just try to breathe. I know, because I'm holding my breath right now, because I'm so nervous. I walked over to the incubator to let baby Kareem know he got this. I turned on some music and put my earpods in to help ease my mind. Unfortunately, later on that night, baby Kareem had to get reintubated. I called the hospital shortly after we arrived at home. I could feel that something was not right before we left. NICU, how may I help you? Hi, this is Mom calling to check on baby Kareem. One moment. I heard the click and the phone rang again. Hi, NICU. Hi, this is Mom calling to check on baby Kareem. Hi, Mom, this is his nurse. I do want to inform you that we had to intubate him. I knew it. He didn't look as comfortable. Yeah, we ordered an x-ray and his lungs looked like they were not getting enough air. He is doing much better now. Thank God. At some point, we had to increase the oxygen percent up to 70%, which is significantly high. But overall, he is better and resting well now. When I hung up, I felt relieved with a bit of disappointment. I will not stop fighting with my baby, but sometimes I wonder, damn, why me? It seems like life kept slapping the hell out of us without us being able to swing back. I don't even want my child to have to suffer or be in pain while fighting for his life. I want him to be able to overcome these major hurdles so he is not left with a severe long-term medical condition. But I had to keep reminding myself to appreciate him today, not yesterday and not tomorrow, but today. When we experienced major setbacks, it was tough to walk around with our heads held high and give people eye contact. I didn't want people to see the true pain in my eyes. The world around us was in constant rotation as we felt still, but we had to remain afloat. Kareem and I had been off work since the day I had the baby, and that all was about to change. We both were scheduled to go back to work in January. I had been in contact with my boss, and she helped me come up with a schedule that worked for the both of us. I was able to commit to work a few days a week and combine it with FMLA. That way I could work from home or the hospital and still care for baby Kareem. She supported me whichever way was most convenient. Back when I first found out I was pregnant, she set me up to work from home during the times I could not come into work due to my morning sickness. Not realizing how beneficial this would be due to having a premature baby who will spend a significant amount of time in the hospital. It was a blessing to still be able to work and look after my son each and every day. God has a way of always placing us where we need to be in divine time. The thought of going back to work scared the shit out of me. It was hard enough to focus on everyday life, so how would I remain engaged in work? I remember seeing one particular woman who I ended up being great friends with go in and out of the NICU with her laptop. She would take calls in the lobby and work while caring for her baby. Just seeing the hustle in her gave me a sense of hope. I admired her for that and thanked her for letting me bear witness to it. Later, I found out her daughter was born on the same exact day as baby Kareem. She too had a traumatic birth experience. It was refreshing to connect with her and another mom in the NICU. We formed a bond and we were able to emotionally support one another. For the remainder of the month of January, the doctors decided to focus more on baby Kareem's growth. Eat, sleep, and grow is what the nurses will write on the parent board in the room. Besides, he was getting weekly head ultrasounds, weekly eye exams, and daily medication and more. Eventually, baby Kareem was moved into another pod, C3, due to all the rooms in pod F being vacant. Change is good, and I'm praying this is a sign for a new beginning. All right, baby. Mommy and daddy has made the first step. Daddy is back to work and mommy will be back the week of the 28th. It's your turn. It's okay. I got you. God is able, and I know you will be home in due time. I'm complete.
Right.
I commend you
Story really
as
captures
usual.
You can hear me?
Yeah. Let Miss
Can you
Betty
hear me?
go.
You
Go
can
ahead,
hear
Miss
me?
Betty. Yeah, I can hear. We can hear you.
Oh, and I said, you know, this story always captured my heart, and I could just almost feel like she felt all this was going on because she displayed in her writing. And I just commend you and God bless you. You came a long way, and just keep on sharing your story because it's going to heal someone else that may go through the same thing that you went through. God bless you. I'm complete.
I commend you also for your work. I know it's hard to do to remember it, but what I love the most about how you realize how God made leeways for you. When you were pregnant, your boss was willing to work with you. You kept your job, and all through it, different things was working that you still was able to work and be there for your child. But I have one question. I would like to know sometimes how Kareem is feeling during this time. When y'all in the room, he's watching his son, wondering what's on his mind. We hear about you, but I'm curious about his feelings, even though I know they're probably similar to yours. But could you write something about his feelings, maybe a particular when you took the baby off the incubator, even though you wasn't there in the room at the time, and he was, could you ask him how he was feeling when he did it, when he made that call to you to say, that text to you to tell you? Um, Overall, I love the story. You explain everything in detail, and it's for me, every time you tell it, you bring out more and more of you, and you see baby Kareem growing and fighting. You see the fight in him, and the way you word everything, and I can appreciate that. I'm complete.
I definitely like how the story is developing. I think that you have really grown in the detail that you give when you're taking us through what's going on in the hospital, even subtle details like when you put what they put on the door: eat, sleep, and grow. I wanted a little bit more details about your boss though, because it seems like she's a significant part of this chapter. and you describe how she supports you, but I can't see her. Is she a white lady? Is she Black? Is she young? Is she old? Does she have like a motherly, vibe to her when she checks on you when you were sick in the office? It could be something as simple as she stuck her curly red hair in the room to look at me when I was throwing up or something like that, so that we can just see your boss in the way that you describe her compassion and her care for you. I'd like to see her and know who she is in the space, but I think you did a great job. I'm complete.
Let me see. I continue to enjoy hearing about the story. I like the fact that you had eliminated visitation, but you went into details, and you limited the visitation, and included at the same time included who was able to be in the room. Like you said, his cousins, I think his wife's cousin, his mom, and someone else. So more details was presented about why you are feeling the need to eliminate the visitations, especially afterwards you begin to explain it about something about disease, and someone, I think a nurse had told you, he's more susceptible to the disease and all that stuff. So I like the fact that you went in deep to explain that. And I can definitely appreciate little Kareem's little baby face when you mentioned it. Oh my gosh, my heart just like skipped a beat and it dropped, and I smiled at that because I really could see his face, and I can see his tenacity. I can see his willpower to live, but he's so tiny. I really got to see Kareem in that one split second of how you described him. I do agree with Nisi about when Dad called and he said that something about he's getting off it, or something about the incubator, or something to that effect. Like what did he, like what was going on during that phone call? And it doesn't even have to be, sometimes it doesn't even have to be verbal. It's like you heard him breathing heavy. And you could take us there, a little tiny scene, like expanded a bit, like, oh my, like, wow, oh my gosh, I heard him breathing, I heard him breathing heavy, or whatever, or just how the phone rang or something like that. You knew that something was not right at all. But great job. I love the storyline. I can't wait to hear more. I'm complete.
I definitely am hearing the story build. I'm liking the build of the story. I see, um, again, now this is a different, watch this chapter, you're talking more of now the new norm. What is that was now your new norm, and the adjusting period to going back to work. And I'm like, wow. But I forgot to mention too, when I hear your story, when hearing the story, it just makes me, now this is, I I have a child, I have children rather, but this experience, I get that again, each pregnancy is individual, it's different. It's not the same. And when I hear your story, it again puts me in a I don't know what I would do if I had to experience that. I don't know. And I'm hearing it, I'm like, wow, you had to be, first of all, super patient. Again, it's out of your control. So I'm looking at it, wow, wow, thank God. Like God is really good. And I'm looking like, wow, even with the adjustment period. So again, that's where I was like, wow, the situation I know is probably again through it probably felt overwhelming at moments for sure. Then that's probably an understatement. However, the way you're telling it, and then I'm looking like, damn, I don't think I could have did that. I know I wouldn't. I mean, without God, I would have got through. I would have got through like you did. I'm just like, wow. I'm just so grateful to hear. And again, I can only imagine women that have experienced this as well or something similar. Whoa, like you guys are really strong. And us moms, period, really strong. But I mean, again, that's a situation out of your control. So I'm looking and I'm just like, wow, even just being appreciative, um, you know, with my children's health. I'm just looking like, wow, all those other things, how patient. And again, this is not over. That was just the beginning. And I'm like, whoa. So I already know you're going to add so much more. And I'm just, good job. And keep going. And even the stuff that you think, I don't know if I want to mention it. You know, and more detail. You're doing like you're doing it. All I can say is you're doing it. Keep doing it. And again, I'm looking at it from a gratitude in this. I'm just grateful for my children. And it makes me again look and say, wow, I have to really appreciate those things that I took for granted because I who would I would have never thought. You know what I mean? Like again, if I didn't experience it, I had no clue. So when you're telling a story, you're telling a story through a whole group of people who have no clue what you're talking about, or like this could ever actually happen like this at this type of capacity. You have to be mentally strong to handle this, emotionally, physically. Even when you physically tired, you just gave birth. You like, I mean, you a superwoman, and we know that already. But it's like, no, we didn't know at this capacity. You feel me? I don't know if you know. I'm good. I'm complete.
Well, anybody else want to say anything before I go? We move on.
Yes, I do. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna one everyone has said. It really shows the power and the strength that women are. Like your story shows how powerful of a mother you are, how even though he was in the hospital, how you could feel when something was wrong with him, how you could connect, how you were that connected to him, even though he was in the hospital, and just seeing your experience, like really go like literally seeing your experience and experiencing and knowing that it was nothing but God that got you completely through this. And then to also see Kareem, baby Kareem now, it's just like it's almost like to see the beauty in what God has done for you is amazing. I'm complete.
I have something to say. I didn't hear the whole thing because I had to go to the bathroom. But when I came back, what I heard was very interesting and very well written, and it contains a lot of details. And I wish I had been there from the beginning because I felt like I was missing out from hearing the rest. But listening to everyone's comments, it kind of gave me more details of what occurred when I was out of the room. And all I want to say is keep going, keep writing, keep coming to the workshops, keep filling us in because we interested. It did take a lot of strength to go through what you went through. And I couldn't imagine going through that. I mean, the closest I ever came to it was when I had a miscarriage. But it's devastating what you experience, and the world needs to know your story. So keep writing. Thank you. I'm complete.
Yeah. Thank you, Carolyn. Hey, Diamond. Yeah, Katanya, it's just amazing. You're doing such a great job. And thank you for taking us through all of the, you have so many details in there. And like everything that we say, you really put it in. And it brings it, what happens is as a result, we really experience the whole thing along with you, you know? So, and I so appreciate every single thing that you added. And I think I know I left a few comments in different places. Um, uh, when you spoke about, just to listen, because now what you're doing is you're raising it up. So I'm gonna push it to go, to be the best. There's just a couple places where I just wanted you to add maybe just one more line. I asked, what did you say when you said I was feeling, as the tears fell down, started to fall, I began to hit the steering wheel and yell at the top of my lungs. We were right there with you. I know I was right there with you. I could see you in the car. I could see you screaming. What I wanted to know was, what did you say? What did you say? It could just be one line. What did you screamed what? So there are a couple of places like that where, I walked over to the incubator to let baby Kareem know he got this. Is that what you said, or did you say something else to him too? Like, you got this, baby boy, whatever go ahead. You took us right there. You said exactly what you needed to say. So just add those last little details. I think there's one other place when you said, oh yeah, when you said the thought of going back to work scared the shit out of me. If anybody who had a kid, that was the hardest thing, was going back. Now I'm leaving my child, I'm not going to be with him all the time. What were your fears? What did you imagine? What did you see happening in your head? And I was devastated when I had to, after I had Cheyenne and I had to go back to work. I was mad as hell at my husband. I did not want to go back to work at all. It wasn't my plan. And I didn't like the fact that I was going to be leaving her with someone and not knowing what's happening all day long. So yours was probably 100 times that fear, So those are the only things like I really added, I think you're doing fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for your courage and going back through it and reliving this. I'm complete.
Thank you all so much for your comments and just for your words. I did want to comment on the going back to work, because I tried to bring in the fact that she set me up way before I had the baby, so I can let people see that I'm going back to work, but I'm not going to be physically in the office.
Right. Okay.
So do I need to maybe say a few more words to get that understanding of that? I will have the opportunity to bring the laptop to the hospital and work there, or I can just work from home. So I did want to.
Yeah, I think you said that. And then you started talking about another woman you saw who was doing it,
Right.
So maybe you could just add, that would be me, in a little while, that would be me, so,
Okay.
no, right, because she, just to drive it home, because for a second I forgot that. Yeah, no, she did set you up, very,
Okay.
very nice. Okay.
No, but thank you all. I just want people to feel what I felt, and it's hard to get like every little detail. Like I have these little journals that I be going through, and I got to skip pages because it's hard to like condense every day, but because every day is something new, with something going on. So I'm just trying to really like highlight the major points, and I just want people to feel what I was feeling, and I'm glad I'm able to bring that out, because that's the goal.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah.
You actually did that, because we do feel what you're feeling. The description is so perfect that we can visualize everything you're saying.
Yeah.
The description. So you did what you're accomplishing, what you want to accomplish. You got us to see it.
Right. No, thank you. So I appreciate it all, and
Right.
I'm just so grateful for my miracle running around the house now. And
to hear him in the background, that just
yes.
All right. Okay, let's move along because time is moving.
I'll go
Who's up next?
Miss Betty, I think.
Oh,
Okay, Ayana.
no, Miss Betty.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm not reading anything today.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to read anything today, though.
All right.
Thanks.
Yana, let's go.
So I must admit, I don't have a lot of love poems, so I was a little caught off guard at the love theme. I'll be challenged to write some love poems now, but I dug very deep for two, so I don't know which one I'll read, but I'll read both, and then I guess y'all could decide which one I'll read it's the 20th, right?
Yep.
That's the date?
Yeah.
Of the show?
Yes, it's the 20th. You can't hear me? Yeah, the 20th is it.
Okay. Okay, the first poem is entitled A Crystal in a Valley of Stones. If I could craft a man of my dreams, he'd have no voice left at the end of each day because he'd be busy whispering spells into the ears of broken spirits, conjuring ancestors at the tip of his tongue, singing. He'd make the sun rise in the east at the beckoning of his morning yawn. His breath would rustle tree limbs and take birds into flight. His eyes would reflect rays of life unto the world, brightening the darkest of humanity. Oh, this man would be a quiet storm like clouds pregnant with rain. His scent would permeate the air like spirits that hover near. His laughter would be thunderous and deep just to match the lightning of his smile. And his lips would crescent like the moon, full and filled with life, begging waters to flow towards their openings. Oh, this man would be an unsolved mystery, a stride of unbroken dreams. He'd walk like shackles capsizing. He'd move like freedom. The thump of his feet like drum beats, his back strong and unbent like the roots of an ancient tree. He'd be the mightiest of oak, and his blood would soak the earth like nectar, the ground fertile with his DNA. Oh, this man would be a crystal in a valley of stones. He'd shine without attempt because it's just who his soul is, an unwavering light. That's it. I'm complete with that poem.
Ooh. Okay, you want us to
Yeah.
comment after? So do the
Yeah,
second
that's
one
fine.
for me,
I'll
yeah.
pause for comment.
Wow, that was nice. It sounded like a goddess speaking about to me. It sounded like he's speaking about a goddess to me because it's some heavy love there. I'm telling you, I love it.
Thank you.
I'm complete.
Yeah, I enjoy the scenery. The scenery. You talk about the water. You talk about the crystals. It's sort of like we're looking inside of the crystal itself. And it reminds me of a freed black slave in shackles. But he's free though. But he's in shackles. And I'm like, man. So that took me there. So I like that. I'm complete.
Thank you. The
Nice.
line was he walks like shackles capsizing, coming off
Oh,
of it.
coming off. Okay, coming
Yeah.
off of it. Okay.
Mhm.
Free slave coming off the shackles. Okay. That's nice.
Thank you.
I love how you start with all this man would be is just like he's everything. I
Right where
love
you
it.
at? that's the follow-up poem. Where you at?
Right. Oh, this man would
Yeah.
be everything. But no, I love it. I love it. I just love how it flows and I just love it. I'm complete.
Thank you.
I agree with Katanya. I love the way it flows.
Thank you.
You're always amazing. Oh, by the way, love the hair.
Thank you.
But I love everything about it, or as usual, like I'm complete.
Thank you, Nisi.
Yanni, I'm just gonna say it sounds like it's a poem where you're divine love, where you're calling in that divine love for yourself, where you picture it, you're making this picture of it, and it's just you just waiting for it to come.
Thank you.
I'm complete.
Ayana, it was wonderfully written.
Thank you, Karen.
So descriptive. So much alliteration, so beautiful. I was sitting there like this. I don't know if you saw me, but I was. I was listening very intently because it was beautiful.
Thank
I'm
you.
complete.
I agree with everyone. It's beautiful and it flows very nice. It's just authentic. You're an awesome writer, and it's super inspiring. I love it's just warm. You know, it feels good. So it's just good to hear. It's good. So again, great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, Ayanna, I just want to add a couple of more things because this poem, I'm telling you, you could kind of like analyze it. Each detail of it can be analyzed. And I wrote down here, it was like he was in shackles, and thanks for clarifying it, but he was coming out of the shackles, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was coming out to get his woman. That's what he was. That's what he was doing. He was coming out. He was coming out of the shackles to come to you. So he is in your path. He's about to come through, and it's like you seeing this. It's like a premonition. He's released. He's been released,
Amen to
and
that.
he's coming. And he's coming to you.
Amen. Thank you. I receive it. Thank you.
I love that you said that, Daphne, because what I was going to say is that I could see it. I could see someone actually creating this man, drawing him, like he was being made. So I that's the visual that I got as I was listening. And then when you said, well, now, oh, he's coming, for her. And I was like, oh, that changes the picture. Now I got to have her. She's on the side, just like standing there waiting for him to be finished. So that's what I saw. So well done. When you can make others visualize, what you're writing,
Thank you.
that's success. All right, let's hear number 2.
Thank you, y'all. I don't even remember writing that poem, to be honest. Don't know when I wrote it. Thank you. This is Jazz Notes. This is old, and I have a melody in the poem. I'm gonna try to remember it. Okay. Jazz note. Melodies to my chocolate covered jazz note. Love songs in the summertime makes me feel fine. We sat close as closeness would allow. You sipped in my relaxed demeanor as time stood still in our presence. I ached with anticipation of being with you for a lifetime. You're like the tightest beat over the smoothest rhyme. Yeah. Love songs in the summertime makes me feel fine. Drizzling love leaks from your lips as you say my name. Your fingertips play with the curvaceous strings of my frame. There's only innocence in our union. Pure goodness illuminates as we commence our love. Gladly, I offer myself to you in a world where opposites create friction. We are compatible. I call you my melody because my soul sings in the essence of your admiration. You are my chocolate-covered jazz note with a riff of blues. And so I sing to you. Love songs in the summertime makes me feel fine. Love songs in the summertime makes me feel fine. That's it. I'm complete.
All right.
Damn.
Beautiful
Wow.
melody. Yeah, that was fantastic. And what I love the most is like you're singing it to him, in your heart, you're singing it to him. We've done that at one time in our lives. A guy you really care about, you got a song you like, you sing the words to him, and I just really felt it. And with you singing and expressing your feelings, it just flowed so beautifully. I'm complete.
I could feel the love like it was in the air, everything. I could feel it. I just felt it inside, and I just felt so connected to what you were saying. And I think it was nicely done. And I like the music background as well. And I don't know which one I would choose, but I love that one. I love this one too. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
I'm complete.
Thank y'all.
I'm complete.
What I want to say is I loved it completely, except for the word compatible. I'm like, that doesn't belong there. It's not pretty enough. I
Okay.
need you to find something that's going to level up to the everything else that's in that poem. Because
Okay.
also pretty. They said we're compatible. I'm like,
Okay.
it's got
Okay. I
so
got you.
it hits your thesaurus, something jazzier, prettier, but that means the same thing, of course.
Got you.
That's where it took it's really well. It's really done well.
Thank you.
I just want to say I loved it. It was beautiful. And it just felt like the love. You could feel the love flowing through the air. Like
Mhm.
just beautiful, beautiful. I'm complete.
Thank you.
I'm jumping in there.
Thank you.
Love song. That's nice. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like this poem is over 10 years old. I feel like I
It's
remember,
old. It
but
is
I might
old.
be wrong. I
It's an
remember
old poem. This
this,
thing is like
and
oh 03.
but I remember. So I'm not bugging. I felt like I remembered this, and I remembered because you sang, and it was. So when I got bubbly inside when I heard. I was like, wait! I remember this, and yo, it is dope. Now this one right here, you should do this on the 20th for
Okay.
sure. Like this one
Okay.
right here, and you already got your melody in there. So I like, yo, this is I love jazz notes. I love it. I love this. This one right here, it did something for me right there.
Give us thumbs
Thank you.
up. Give us
Great
thumbs up
job.
if you want
And
the second one. That's
Wait, say
huh?
that again.
everybody said put up a reaction thumbs up if you want the jazz notes.
Uh we voting now. All right. Okay. It's settled. It's settled. Jazz notes it is.
Diamond stop. Ayana,
I'm
Yes.
like this.
it was beautiful.
Thank
Again, it's hard to decide which one I like better, but I do love this one because I love when you said, I didn't write it down, I just remember because it was so nice. It said, you are my chocolate covered sunshine in the riff of blues.
chocolate colored jazz notes with a riff of blues. Yes.
I know, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I was like, wow, she really going in this time. And then you said, love songs in the summertime makes me feel fine.
Yeah.
It was good, girl.
You want some backup singers on this one.
I love it. I love it. I actually recorded it. I'm trying to pull it up because I actually recorded this. That's how old it is. Ash is right. I wrote this a long time ago, and I got like a jazz track off of YouTube and recorded over it. And it's on my phone, but I have to find it.
That's your outro then. That's your outro. So,
I have to find it. I still. I'm
okay,
sorry, my dog.
we're gonna claim it. You're gonna find it.
Yes, I have to find it. If I find it, I will play it. If not, I have another song that I can use.
Okay.
If not, you just always sing yourself out.
Yeah, listen. They're ready. People ready.
Yeah. Your voice is perfect for it.
Just saying.
Thank you. It was funny. I
Amazing.
played the song. I'm looking for it as I'm talking. I played this. Huh?
All right. So let's keep going. As you
Yeah,
looking for
I just want to comment on Ayana. This one is
go
nice
ahead,
too. Yeah, I love both of them. I really could appreciate both. This, when you was reciting it, it just reminds me of a woman in the, I don't know, 60s, 70s, and she's in a jazz spot. You know those spots where you would recite and sing and all that stuff. And she had, oh my gosh, she had a purple, beautiful dress and a nice, beautiful hat on. And he was the only man that was sitting there and on this round table. and she was singing to him, and the lights were dim and everything. That's what this poem took me
Yeah.
there, and it was just so intimate. And she was just like really loving on him, just looking at him, making eye contact, and it was just like, this needs to be performed.
I love it.
This needs to be performed.
I
I'm
love it.
complete.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you got your actress right there to help
I
you with
know,
it.
right?
Actually, both of y'all
I done
are
turned
great actors.
this little poem into something else. I appreciate it. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you. So I'll do Jazz Note on the 20th. I'll do that one.
2021 style, because it's dope. Love don't go out of style, you know what I mean? You
That's
see
right.
that.
No, that
You know
thing
what I'm
is so old. That poem is really,
Yo,
really old.
That's true, yo.
now that you say
That's
03, I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa,
that thing is old.
you getting old. You getting old.
Oh, you're right. I got you like 2 weeks. I'm older than you for like 2 weeks. You're right. But I love it. And I was saying when I played the song for, I think it was Miss Samuels one time, a high school teacher, she was like, "Oh, who is that? That's Jill Scott." And that made me hype because I was like, "Nah, that's me, but thank you." She was like, "You sound like Jill Scott" in the recording, but I can't find it right now. But if I find it, I'll share it. I'll send it to y'all. Because with the music, it sounded better. The music behind it sounded better.
I disagree. I haven't heard the music, but I disagree. You sound very,
Thank
it sounds
you,
good with
Nikki.
you saying it,
You
singing
flatter
it
me. Thank
yourself.
you.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
y'all. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Yana. Let's hear from. Come on, who is next?
Ashley,
Ashley and
and
Carolyn
then,
and Zachariah. Or
right.
Zachariah and Carolyn. All right, come on, Ash.
Okay, all right. So I read my love poem last week. I read a
Yeah.
poem last week that I'm gonna do a new poetry this week, but I've been working on other stuff, and this is something I want to share. I really am trying to wrap this up and get this idea. I'm trying to get this idea. I'm trying to make it as plain as possible. All right, I'm just gonna start. My name is Ashley Simone, and I'm an African American single mom of two boys, 12 and 8 years old, from Brooklyn, New York. I recently lost over 220 pounds in 2 years. Within this time period, I also lost my grandmother and many others. Surgery on both shoulders and both knees. Received multiple injections in my neck and spine while being prescribed tons of medication. I was in an accident that changed my life forever. And at that time, I was told I had to have multiple surgeries and be in physical therapy, home therapy, and a host of other things. I'm currently still experiencing effects and treating conditions. Then this pandemic began. That has brought its added challenges and blessings. It's just not an easy time for the world right now. It's been a challenge managing life and coping with physical pain and heartache. It's a challenge being mentally overwhelmed, suffering with depression, anxiety, and PTSD. I, I'm still under the care of a psychologist who actually recommended I do things to distract myself, basically create ways to cope. Basically, oh, I probably, sorry guys. Basically, this situation isn't changing, and it is what it is. He suggested finding things that I can do for enjoyment, which is also hard sometimes. So, this is a great chance for me to help myself and others. In 2018, I reached my highest weight of 365 pounds after having my first knee surgery. This was one of the worst moments of my life, both physically and mentally. May 25th, 2018, I decided to commit to losing weight and started the process after being recommended for weight loss surgery. Having the gastric sleeve, which removes basically 75% of the stomach, leaving a smaller new stomach, hence smaller stomach, smaller portions. I'll explain later. It took a lot of discipline to reach my goal, and along this journey, I'm realizing more and more that slim doesn't mean fit or healthy. I would like to share my truths on how I did it and still maintaining keeping off. I would like to share where I'm currently in this next phase of building the body I envision. I've been sharing my journey on social media and I've received tons of feedback. I've also been asked by people in my community and strangers to what share what I do. So I created a page called Royal Fitness Family on Facebook and Miss Fit Queen on Instagram, tailored to health awareness and nutrition. I share how I get my children to eat healthier alternatives to what they used to eat, sharing information that motivates people to want to be more want to be more mentally and physically fit. I was introduced to meditation and I find it beneficial, so adding it to my new lifestyle was a plus. I also share info on what's been working for my family and friends. I'm really grateful. It's a blessing to have the support of my mom, dad, children, and many others. I didn't realize them watching me what has inspired them to want to do the same. With meal prep, making smoothies, and creating a routine with managing life day to day, I know there are many women like me who can do it. I want to give more people the opportunity of changing their thinking. Where am I? Hold on, guys. All right, here we go. I believe that we can all build the body we envision. I believe that being healthy is more than working out. It's not just eating right, it's overall balance with mind, nutrition, and body, being physically active. However, I believe people forget that all of this can and should be absolutely fun. So it doesn't seem like a chore. I want to launch workshops streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Zoom, and Crowdcast. I will be presenting using Google Slides, PowerPoint, and Google Classroom tools to interact with guests for the initial launch and continued workshops. I would like to have ongoing workshops throughout the year. Um, some stuff I'm saying is in parentheses, but I'm just reading it. Summer, fall, winter, spring. Highlighting fitness professionals, nutritionists, life coaches who will share their knowledge, tips, advice, and resources with the viewers. We will have an opportunity for question and answer, demonstrations, practices, guided meditations, routines, and networking during the duration of the workshop. With the unprecedented times due to this pandemic, we will not be able to have a large in-person workshop. However, I believe it will be even better because people can tune in from many places for convenience and safety, being the most important. Participants who would have access to the live event, replay video, work shared, all other materials and giveaways. This is great because they can also stay connected. We will mail out resources to participants and anyone that requests until all materials are finished. We want to have face masks, t-shirts, books, pins. Okay, so this, guys, is where I kind of need a lot of help here. Royal Fitness Fam wants to offer stipends as a way to motivate the youth to get fit, reaching fitness goals and completing workshops. We also want to offer mentorship opportunities, coaching services, and community engagement workshops to promote health and wellness and inform the communities we live in about being active, whether outside or in the home. We will assist uh, youth and adults of all ages throughout the entire process in building the body you envision. We provide fitness development by giving our members and community the knowledge and tools to support them in the present and future. The funding will enable us to purchase, okay, so the funding will enable us to purchase fitness gear for all participants, and it will also help us to host the workshops and have community engagement activities. It would allow us to have professional fitness coaches and other people be paid for providing guided instructions during workshops. I can stop there. Yeah.
Congratulations, Ash, for writing it up. It sounds great. I want you to change all the wills to we are providing and we are offering. Okay, so talk about it like it's happening because it's happening. Okay, and not in the future. Okay, I see. I
We
need
are
to,
and we will.
yeah, we are offering. We offer. I mean, when you're talking about the funding and what the funding will do, that's different. But when you're talking about what you're offering, talk about it in the present tense. Okay. Not like you're wishing that it'll happen. Talk about it like it's happening. Okay. Claim it. I need to see the actual writing. There are a couple of places where I want you to change the paragraph around, but I have to see it. I'm complete.
Good job, Ash.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made me want to hear more.
Oh. To you.
Did I freeze? Or did
she froze? No, she froze.
Oh.
Oh, you back? Okay, she's back.
Oh, I was saying good job, Ash. It made me want to hear more. I like how you are being, vulnerable in the beginning, just to tell your story and to share your motivation. And that really brings heart into the mission. I think there's so many people who, want to be influencers, who want to be this, who want to be that, but a lot of their platforms leave the heart out of it, leave the why out of it. And you put that in the beginning. And I thought that was incredibly courageous and brave. And it made me want to hear more, okay, well, what you about to tell us next? What else has pushed you? What else has motivated you to start this and connect with people in this way? So good job. I'm complete.
I agree with Ayana, but I also want to congratulate you on the weight loss. But when you realize, you say you want to lose weight and do everything, but what I found was profound is what you said, that being small doesn't make you fit. I can relate to that. And it's what you did after that with the exercises and did everything you can to make yourself fit. Like you said, just because you lost the weight didn't make you fit. And you're doing everything you have to do to become fit. And you're taking people on this journey with you, and you're showing them step by step how to do it, and reminding them that the kids need to be fit too. Because so many kids are on video games these days. They don't really get out to get exercises and things that they need. So um, I'm I'm enjoying it completely. I can't wait to hear you finish it, and you're going to get a lot of business from this because people can relate to what you did, and a lot of people want the same thing you have at the moment. I'm complete. Congratulations. Good job.
So just let them know this is a brochure. This is a brochure, right?
Yeah, it's a brochure. Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, I wanted to congratulate you as well.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? I want to congratulate you as well, and for your goal and achievement. And it's going to be beneficial to a whole lot of people once they see and hear how you overcame whatever stumbling block you might have had in that area. But you're an achiever, and I know that you're going to be very successful with what you're doing. And just keep up the good work. I'm complete.
Yeah, I totally agree, Ashley. I can't wait for this to really take forth. I love the fact that you're providing them with the resources, and you're telling them about workshops and all that stuff. I don't know if you also are interested in like webinars. I mean, I tell you, there's a lot of ways to get to people, and I think that this I, this is going to be really really good for you, really really good for you. I know the last couple of sessions a while ago, um, you was like, I don't know, but I think this is your calling right here, and you're gonna help a lot of people. I've seen the pictures. You're gonna help a lot of people, and congratulations. And I'm complete.
Ashley, I just want to tell you, you are beautiful, and I appreciate you being very vulnerable with us. Congratulations on your weight loss. You're showing us your truth. And I appreciate how you told the story, and also how your family saw you. They saw you and they got inspired by that. So now they're on the same journey as you, I think this is amazing, because with the world we're living in now, there's no person to person, activity or contact. So you launching this via virtually, being able to provide services in person, not in person, is going to be very beneficial to you. I wrote down a few other things here. This will help broaden like your horizons and your clientele worldwide. And so many people are trainers, but they don't have the backstory. So your heart is in it, and that is what will help you stand out besides them. You have the experience, your heart is all in it, you have the resources, so you come with a full complete package that other people out here training folks don't have. So I congratulate you, I commend you, and I'm ready to sign up because I need to exercise myself. So when you launch, I'm ready. I'm complete.
We get the PIP discount.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So right now, you guys got to hear this, and you didn't really know what it was for or what it's for. So only person here knows, Mama Cat knows. So that's why she was like, "Yo, I'm glad. Congratulations on writing it, because I've been trying to get it out my head, and it it's time." And so to give you guys the backstory on what this is, I like, and again, thank you everybody for your feedback and your comment. I really appreciate it, because all right, Katanya said I have the resources. I really now I feel it, because in my mind I'm like, that's what I'm writing this for, because I want to get the resources. This is what this is about. So I'm writing the vision. I'm making it plain for the people that have no clue who I am, and this is also for the people that know me, that was like, damn, I didn't know you was going through all that, or what? People just knew or just know, like, oh, okay, you're losing weight, but don't really know. And it's so much deeper than what I've even read here. And yes, definitely, that's what I want to do. Like, webinar-ish, workshop, virtual. And this is not, and Nisi, I'm like making comments to everybody at one time. I call myself Ms. Fit Queen. I'm not by, and this is my disclaimer. I will say, I'm not saying that I'm like that. That is the person I want to be. I'm talking about the futuristic me, and that's the whole purpose of this. I want to take people along the journey, because I know if I can do it, they can do it too. It's the whole point of building the body I envision. I am more fit than I was, but I'm closer than where I was, but I still have some things that I'm working on, and again, it's mentally, it's not just physically, it's a lot of things. So it gives me an opportunity to link with the people in the community, the people that I know. Mama Cat is one, that a few fitness professionals, again, where I can because I don't know what that is, but
Put yourself on mute.
oh. But it just gives an opportunity again for us to stay connected, especially in this time. Like, what we're gonna do? The pandemic isn't, if this situation is not changing right now, but we can all still stay connected. And I in the beginning, I thought like, oh man, this ain't gonna happen. But the truth is, we need it even more now. And it's for the youth, it's for the children. My biggest thing is I want the children to be able to extend their life. So it also sheds, you guys was, I think I shared the PowerPoint presentation with you guys weeks and weeks ago. I also have made some slides you guys will see, but I want to basically do the workshop and have it launched within a time frame and continue it going. So.
Thank you, Ashley. And I'm sure, listen, if you had something else you wanted to say to her and you didn't get a chance to talk, please just drop it into the chat because we really are out of time. But I want to make sure that we hear Carolyn because she has prepared something, and Zachariah also before we leave. I know we're over time, over our regular time limit. So who's ready?
I just wanted to hop on and say I love y'all. I have to sign off, but y'all have a great rest of y'all weekend. I love y'all.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Be safe.
Love you too. Have a good one.
Good day.
Come on, you ready, Carolyn?
Oh, I changed it to something else, and Diamond says she want to play something for y'all.
Okay.
She learning a song at school. It's just a song on the piano. It's very short, and she wants to play it. So, because she sees me reading here, and she likes everybody's feedback, so she says she want to play something too. Diamond. You want Diamond to go first?
Well, however you want to do, whatever you want to do.
Diamond, come play your thing so you get happy. And then you can stop keeping noise, please, in the background.
Hi, Diamond.
Hi, Diamond.
I'm gonna play Hot Cross Buns, I think is what she's playing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do it again. Yay.
Yay.
Fantastic.
Very good, Ashley. I mean, Diamond.
Diamond.
That was amazing.
Very good.
Incredible.
Okay. I don't know. I brought two different things. So I'm going to say it's one I just wrote this morning. And it's about my love for the city that we live in, not actually about just love itself.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a song, but I've been saying it like a poem. But right now, because I heard Diana, I'm going to try to sing it. And I hope it sounds good. Let's see. Okay. Diamond. Shh, shh, shh.
I'm only making something.
Okay. Shh. Okay. I need some Sunday morning magic. Choirs are singing in the air. Next door, my neighbors' saxophones are tuning. Now there's music everywhere. Maybe I should go to Cali. Diamond, stop. Or maybe Tennessee or New Orleans. I like it where I am living. I see New York City in my dreams. Maybe people here are not as friendly, not always hey and hello, but the beat and rhythm here has grabbed me. I feel that New York City flow. Shh, stop. Living, live, Diamond, no, sit down. Living in the city here ain't that easy. Sometimes things can get downright mean. But I just keep on dreaming and believing my New York City dreams. So don't try to sell me, I ain't buying. Naysayers, yeah, they've got to go. Ain't leaving New York for Chicago. I love this city here, and I know the city that I know. So, Diamonds. Sorry, y'all. She keeping noise in the background. I'll tell those dreamers, keep on dreaming. Come take a bite of this big apple here. Don't you know, born in New York City where I'm rooted, like a tree planted, come summer, rain or snow. I believe in New York City. New York's where I like to grow. My dreams will flourish here in New York City flow. That's it.
Okay.
The end.
Yeah.
That's one.
Hot. That was hot. That was hot. That was hot. That was hot, Carol.
I was trying to
That
get
was
the
hot.
melody. I kept interrupting.
Nah.
Love it.
We heard the melody. The melody was there. The melody was
Yes,
there.
yes,
Sound
yes.
like a black and white scenery of the city. I mean, that was really hot. You took us there. And it said,
Thank you.
I see New York City dreams. I was like, damn. I love that. Love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice story you told in this song.
Yes.
I feel what you were singing, I can relate to it too, as well. So I commend you on it. It was very good.
Thank you, Betty.
I got the impression that you were in a big high riser looking over New York and just singing out the window. That's what I was visualizing while you were singing. Great job, Carolyn. Great job. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that. Thank you. I'm complete.
Well, that was beautiful. I agree with Nisi. I got the visual of the nighttime of New York City with the lights, and from my point of view of a Long Islander driving in, you always see the big lights and the bridge, but I also could see like the hustle of the people, the kids running up and down the street. It just brought so much from your song, like very beautiful. I love it. I'm complete.
Thank you.
I actually saw.
I love you. Oh,
I'm sorry.
That is Zachariah.
I actually saw
yeah.
you like the old school Cotton Club, lights down, in a nice. I had that Ella Fitzgerald feel of where the Cotton Club, where you just the simple drums playing, piano, something, and it took me there, and I saw the old school Renaissance, you playing it in a dimly lit area, like somewhere, singing it about New York City.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm complete.
Okay, I love your piece. I love your style. You swaggy, okay? You got some swag.
Thank you.
Listen, I remember the first time. Well, I like your performing style, period, because I like that you I can see this visually. So initially, I kind of saw like a person on the bus because you were talking about other places. So they were traveling. So I saw the cities. But then when you started seeing New York, it gave me that, when people from other places or the South or other locations, they think the big city and you see the lights, you see the glam. And I felt like I saw the jazz. I saw you I don't know if saying pub is the right description, but just a little small little spot, and you got you're singing. I see you on stage and just singing. Wow, your story. This is our culture. Like we sing about what we go through. We sing about we just do that. You have a melody and in your soul. I just like it, and I like this piece, and this is dope. Are you doing this? Is this your love? Like, what is this? Is this you gonna perform this?
I have two more about
One
love, but
more?
I'm only saying one more right now.
I love
But
it.
I do love New York,
But this
and
is
it's about my dreams of loving New York and fulfilling my dreams here in New York.
let me be quiet so
Love
you can
it.
share it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that you should do this because it's different, everybody's talking about a different kind of love. And that's exactly what I had kind of visualized for this. So I love it. I love you. I love how smooth and slow and comfortable you are with it. I love your tone. And I just love everything you said. I'm a New York City girl. That's all and I just kept seeing the city. So, and us in it, because you got to be here to really love it and know the spirit of New York City. So I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you.
All right, I know we're out of time, but
Definitely, you're
Zachariah,
right.
come on.
It's a different love. It
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah, this
is.
is the
Even though
other one.
yeah,
people are rude in the city, but we still here, right? We love the city, even though people might not be as friendly, right?
yeah.
So it was a different perspective on love, but it's dope. It's dope, Karen.
Yes, yes.
Please
Okay.
consider it, Carolyn. Please
Okay.
consider it. Please.
Okay.
This is deep. This is nice, y'all.
All
All
right.
right.
We
This
have
is probably that's probably the one I would say then.
yeah.
So then I don't have to read the next one, I guess. Unless you still want to hear the next one.
Well, I'm gonna ask everybody if they have time. Let maybe after Zachariah goes, because we're way overdue. We're over time our time limit. So that's Zachariah.
Zachariah do hers.
You're gonna do her. Yeah, Zachariah needs to do hers. We don't have time.
Um, so I actually have three. You guys heard the self-love poem. So I was gonna perform that one
Mhm.
from from last class called Self-Love. I was gonna perform that one. And then I had two oldies that but this one here is called A Voyage to Love. Come take a ride with me. Let's put on some tunes and ride around our city. Allow our conversations to take us to higher heights, digging to the deepest part of our soul so that we can transform our environment around us. We must be willing to explore every thought that comes across our mind as we ride together. Allow each other to undergo our transformations and being understanding to each other's growing pains we will experience. We got this. We will teach other to help each other cope with the ever changing scenery of life. Take this trip with me down these many windy roads. Sit and be the DJ to this party we are having on our voyage of love. I love to watch the sun tan our backs as we edit books. We see sceneries we see sceneries out of our storybooks that spark poems and stories of our crazy fun-filled adventures. To truly see that our growth brought us closer to each other, to know we are vibrating at the highest frequency while on this journey that makes it a much more amazing trip, to uncover the mysteries of what love means right before your eyes, next to each other, and feeling the true joys of life. Experiencing the many next levels of growth with each other side by side. Let's truly embrace this voyage we have embarked on. Let's jump into the lakes of happiness and run through the fields of smiles. We watch the sunrise on new shores each day and watch the sunset with a newfound happiness in our eyes because we are with each other. My heart may get weary as the trials of life occur, but with the twinkle in your eye and the smile on our faces, I know everything will get better. This voyage will be with you next to me is amazing, love. Just excited about the general nature of this whole thing. Reciprocity is amazing when it's given freely. Everything about my outlook on life will be different. You are my lifetime co-conspirator. We will be with the world. We will be by each other's side. The world is ours for the taking. I'm complete.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Zachariah. There are three places early in the poem where you can like you're giving us things, but you're not showing them to us. And I think that if you show us, give us examples of those things, it could be it will really take it as high as it could go and make it really much more visual. It's beautiful. I want to see it more. Could you read the beginning again, please? I don't usually do that, but I need to hear that again. Could you hear what I said? Zachariah, I need you to read the beginning again.
Okay. Come take a ride with me. Let's put on some tunes and ride around our city. Allow our conversations to take us to higher heights, digging to the deepest part of our souls so that we transform our environment around us.
Okay, stop right there for a second. So instead of saying playing tunes, give us the tune. You know what I'm saying? Give us a song and hit us with something that's of course very the love song, like very beautiful. So if it's Anita Baker or whatever, give the song, give the so you gave an outline, so like with the next line, you're riding the bus. Okay, which bus, like what makes a bus ride, like why would you choose a bus opposed to another type of vehicle, and but put into it like how that's going to make it loving and make it, because you're talking about taking a voyage together. So make your voyage very make it as when I think of voyage, I'm thinking of like you're on a ship, or you're on a whatever else, cruise around the city. What are you looking at, and how's this voyage making you closer and sharing your love. So go ahead, read the next couple lines. There was something else I heard. I have to remember.
We must be willing to explore every thought that comes across our minds as we ride together. Allow each other to undergo our transformations, and being understanding to each other's growing pains we will experience.
Okay, so thoughts, transformations, growing pains. I need to hear them. What are they? Okay. You take that and you're going to raise the ceiling on this poem. All right. So we will really be able to take the trip together. What are the thoughts? What are the transformations? Who? Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So everywhere in the poem where you give an idea, a thought, take the opportunity to make it specific. Okay. Make it.
Hey everyone.
Hey Miriam. We're about to wrap
Sorry.
it up because it's late. But
I know, I said, hopefully they still on. We did a beautification over here at Glenmore.
Oh, okay. But okay, Zachariah, do you hear? I'm finishing up something. Everybody, could you say something to Zachariah, but just drop it in the chat? Okay.
I like your story, Zachariah, but you know what remind me of two lovebirds riding on the merry-go-round and they reflecting all these things you're saying up and down, riding around, and with music playing. That's what came to my mind. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm complete.
Darn, I missed it.
Yeah, you missed every. You had a lot of good stuff you missed today. A lot of good stuff. Everybody,
Yeah, I was trying to make it, but I had to.
Miriam?
But oh well, it's okay.
It's good to see you.
I love.
Go ahead. Somebody saying something. Go ahead.
I love it. Cool. I wrote beautiful in the comment. I hope you understand what she's saying. Like, come on and I heard fantastic voyage. You can mess on this level.
You're cutting off.
Oh, that's I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The audio stuck, but you know, just take us on that ride. It's beautiful, and she just is telling you to build that up. You know, so that we all it is definitely felt by everyone. We know, like, oh shoot, because you described it in its beautiful words. You just, you know, bring it out more. That is dope. It's dope.
Anybody?
I'm gonna have to piggyback on what everybody said. I would like to be a more part of that ride. I can visualize it in the car and seeing the scenery and seeing you with someone you love and you're seeing some beautiful scenery together. Keep up the good work, Zachariah. I'm complete.
I agree. Take us on the ride.
Yeah.
Take us on that ride.
Yeah.
I agree, but very beautiful. I'm complete.
Oh, make the ride the transformations. You know, that you're going through. You know, make the rides the, you know, and what are you you're changing from what to what. You know. And you could use a lot of like metaphors in there and similes too.
Can two people use the same song?
I prefer not, but what are you hearing?
Because this is the song that I've been hearing all week, and I'm like, I want to use it, but when she said cruising down, the Smokey Robinson, I love it when we're cruising together. That's what I hear.
All right. Was that your song, Zachariah?
That's what I hear in the beginning.
Yes.
It actually so it's actually funny that she said that because it was either that song is I can't remember the song that was playing when I heard this, but it was one of those. So I have to actually find it, but I actually have it written down somewhere because I was listening to my father's records, and he has all of that wonderful old music, and that's
It's the
what like
best.
that was what it sparked something. I don't well, I'm gonna find it to really find out where everything was, but it was actually I envisioned something like that song of cruising, of like, you know, you going on this ride together and how life transforms.
Nice.
And how you transform internally but also externally.
I feel it. I mean, we picked up on the vibe of it, you know. We just wanted to see it more, you know, for it to be more visual, you know. And you have so much to play with because you're on a ride, you know. So you can you can do so much, you know. So just make us see it, and you see yourself transforming and seeing it. You know, I don't want to give my ideas, but you got me seeing stuff. So it's working, you know. So just you know, dive into it. Look at all of the information in the chat, all of the messages everybody gave you. But yeah, let us you know, let us see it. Let us see it more. Don't just tell us, show it to us. All right, y'all. This was amazing. Miriam, I'm sorry that you missed most of it.
That's okay.
Yeah. We're gonna.
I missed it. No problem. No comment here.
Okay. All right. So everybody could just you're here for the wrap up. Let's one
Yeah.
with everybody before we part. Oh, you want to hear Carolyn's other song? Carolyn, I wanted to hear the Shoop Shoop song. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't see it right now.
Oh man.
This is a different song.
Okay, come on, hit it with us. So you close us out with the song.
I was thinking about love all week, so I was trying to think of things to say about love. But this one, I don't really like the melody so much. So y'all tell me what y'all think. You may ask me, what do I know about this love? Let's get honest. It's more than fitting like a glove. So if you love me, please don't hurt me. Don't hurt those things you love. Treat me like an angel sent from up above. So love me like you never loved before. And treat me like a new earth, something special to explore. Treasure me and hold me and never let me go. Tell me that I'm yours forevermore. 'Cause I am yours to love, it's you that I adore. 'Cause love is patient, love is kind, and this love can ease my mind. So if you say that I'm in yours and you are mine, this love should last till the end of time. So love me like you never loved before. And treat me like a new earth, something special to explore. And treasure me and hold me and never let me go. Tell me that I'm yours forevermore. 'Cause I am yours and you are forever what I'll adore. 'Cause I am yours and you forever what I'll adore. That's it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
I think I like the New York City one better. I don't know.
I like New York City better.
Yeah, I do too.
I love that New York City one because I'm a city girl and I'm from New York. But listen, I love this one too. I just think you were rushing because you wanted to hurry up and get it out, but I hear it a little slower and sensual, like, you know, that words are dope. Carolyn, you're an amazing writer. And you have a great in your heart and it wants to get out. Just slow down and let it flow because it's theirs. You getting it out. You're getting it out. But that one was dope. But just slow it down a little bit so we can feel it because you were like, love me. I felt it like I want to feel it. You was rushing through it. But I know why, because you're in a rush, but it's dope. But for the love thing, do the New York one. But if you really feel passionate about this one, do that.
No, I think I'm more passionate about the New York one.
The New York one, yes. Yeah. That's you. You old school. You have that old school kind of voice, you know, and you bring it. And I like what Ashley said. Just take it slow and let us just ride through that New York experience. Just let us ride through it.
It
Please
says
do
my,
it.
it says my internet is unstable. I couldn't hear.
Huh?
I did not
Oh.
hear because it said something about unstable internet.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. So Caroline, I said you had that old school type of voice that definitely has to come out. And you know, and I agree with Ashley. She said, you know, slow it down. Slow it down, especially when you read in the New York City, the New York City poem. Let us ride through it. Let us ride through the experience together. And oh my gosh, and hit those notes like you did, and just hit it long, hit the notes long, like let it drag. New Year, let it drag. So we could be like, damn, just feeling weak and just good. Just you know, smoking something. That's how you want people to feel, and that's how I felt. I don't smoke, but that's how I felt. So
You want to feel weak in the knees.
yeah, weak in the knees and just be like, oh damn, this is good. Like love it, love it. And just
Thank you.
Same as Zacharias and that bus ride. Just want to make it feel good, like feel relaxed. So I'm complete.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Anybody else before we roll out? Beautiful, beautiful,
I
beautiful
liked it. I
workshop.
liked it. It reminded me of like being in a jazz theory, music playing, like a jazz scene with that music playing that she was doing. And that's what it reminded me of. And just like mellow and make you feel so comfortable to hear it. So, but I like both of them. Either way you do will be happy. I'm complete.
All right.
Thank you.
Everybody have a right New York, New York, New York. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Blessed,
You
okay?
too.
Thank you so much for coming.
Stop. They're talking.
So, Diamond, come and say goodbye to everybody.
Diamond, they said say
Bye.
bye to everyone.
Bye, Diamond. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Diamond.
Have a beautiful day.
Love y'all.
Love you. Have a
Bye,
beautiful day,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you. All right.
Diamond, stop.
She wants me